I run the server. The server's been going on for what 3 years now, something like that. 4 years.
4.
Yeah, probably more like 4. I think we started in 2024. 2020 is
That's what year it is now.
I don't know where I am.
I think it was 2020.
Yeah, either 2020 or 2021, somewhere around there. We do funny, silly expeditions that are like Arma Sims, where we get real PTSD in it.
No, don't say about Arma Sims. Don't start it now.
Human sacrifices are on Thursdays, I think. Yeah. We got a couple veterans in the chat here. We got Erwin. Say hi. That's him. He's been here since Act 0. The beginning of the dawn of everything. And so is Leandra. Would you like to say hi? Alright. Never mind. Okay, so they've been here since Act 0, like in total. And we'll go through anything. Does anyone have any questions before we start? Anything, like about anything at all? We'll also do questions every so often.
Yeah.
You're not going to be reading the timeline the entire time. Yeah? What's your question?
How does it happen? Do we discuss the lore, or do you like write it down, explain it? Is it just you?
Here, one second. There's a timeline channel. I will be reading it out, and then every so often I'll call on people who are in said events to give their point of view of it. Let's see, there's a channel called Timeline, where the entire lore of the server has been written from beginning to now, at least in recorded history. I'll go over that. And
Teto has a question. Teto has a question. Does the lore only cover what has been documented canonically, or is it full storytelling?
It's only what it's been documented canonically. In military documents or the likes. Some acts are not. Okay, one second. I'll give an example. So, you have, in most recent history, if you're watching the stream, in Act 2, you get these equivalent of bulletin, military reports. After every expedition, I usually do them every 3 expeditions now, and I do one for each, but then I just do it all one batch. But where you get this is what happened on this mission, any vital names, recording, that sort of stuff happens.
Oh, which is then followed up this mission.
Which is then followed up by generally 3 news reports, which kind of just gives what's going on in the overall world at any given time. And then other acts are pretty similar to that. Act 0 doesn't have the new civilian news. We'll go into the why of that in a bit. And then sometimes we get nonsensical things like the Hawksmas Tales events, which are now just a yearly thing that we do at about Christmas. Which is where we do Hawksmas, and it's basically just a random, we play out an expedition that'll be the equivalent of a kid's story tale afterwards that goes in. And then there's also Act 0.5, which is just kind of narration of what happens between 2 acts. I'm not going to identify you live streaming.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay. Don't worry about it.
Alright, any other questions?
No.
Anik is streaming the Subway Surfers gameplay to go with it.
Oh, okay, that's good, thank you.
Yeah, don't worry, nobody's interested in that. It's gonna be armor free, but nobody's gonna be interested.
1 second. I can actually 1 second. Can I pull up while I do this? If I do this, we can.
He's gonna fucking do it.
Oh, come on. You're doing this.
No, because they can't watch 2 streams at the same time, right? So we gotta have the Subway Surfer gameplay all up on one. This is the ad break.
That does not have YouTube Premium.
10 hours.
Wanna break from the ads?
Wanna break from the ads?
Well, there we go. I gotta do all the balancing. There we go.
Oh my god, you just said about Subway Surfers and on my dad's phone.
There we go.
Subway Surfers.
This is all all of you entertain. Oh, I accidentally double clicked it.
This is good. Now I can watch the gameplay. while
I could
listening.
put on the actual music for. I could put on like the real music for the actual like acts, but I don't think we're gonna do that. So.
Terrence, if I begin speaking a lot on some unrelated topic, just feel free to mute me.
All right, I'll just beat you to death in real life.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
All right.
I'm just gonna join our free server for the boys, and I'm on TeamSpeak at the same time.
Okay, let's see.
Starting from now.
This is awful. This is the worst thing I think I've done. Alright guys, I don't
Your
remember.
desktop is so disorganized. There's just shit everywhere.
Ignore that. Ignore my desktop.
Oh, I'm entertained.
He's entertained. I'm gonna pull this down so you guys can't see my desktop in the background. That should help a bit. There we go.
Like jingle keys.
Bro, it's so hard. It is so hard to orient who's speaking right now on TeamSpeak.
Sure, man. We can put on jingle keys. Oh, I have to. One second. Oh, fine. This is what you all want, right? This is for the lore reading. Is jingle keys animation.
10 hours of jingling keys. Yeah! Yeah!
Fucking ADHD gameplay. Why do you all want this? Why did you even show up to this?
Notice how
it's just you who made
one loop.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted this but
We're
you
gonna be
did.
here for days.
Yeah, we're gonna be here. Are you all ready, guys? Are we good now? Do I need to do anything else?
Well, you can start the second stream on Twitch now.
I think we're
Oh
good.
yeah, that's true. Oh, they gave up. They gave up and be someone loved them. Okay. I wouldn't
Bro,
blame
we're
you.
gonna irritate the shit out of you to just begin streaming everything.
Oh no, this
You
is
got to have a live camera, you got to have a stream, and a broadcast on Twitch, and also on YouTube.
Alright, are we good to start now, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what, Chizo? What?
Can I cover this part of the screen?
Which, you can, yeah, you don't have to watch the, like, Subway Surfer gameplay if you don't want to.
Can I cover the
The Lord? I guess!
Okay,
No.
talk.
Sorry, it was a joke.
Talk now, man, hear me out.
No.
We got a funny moment.
No.
I also got a question. Hold on.
Yeah.
So, right now, I'm trying to help the boys in Armor Free, so is it okay if I tell my point of view later on, or do you need me right now?
Oh, we're absolutely not getting to Act 2 today. There ain't no fucking way. So, I won't need you to tell your point of view.
So it doesn't
today.
fucking matter, right? So I can be out of here, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, alright, I'll just mute myself and be on Armor Free. If anybody needs me, just spam the fuck out of my DMs.
I'll knock on your window from the outside of your house if I need you.
Bro, it's a 6th story. If you can climb up the bricks.
Oh, I can.
Oh, okay, great.
Alright,
Wait, that's the
we're
wolf
starting.
guy.
We're fucking starting. Mute your shit. We're not doing this for 8 hours.
Turn off the fucking software server, I can't focus.
No, keep it on! Keep it on! Keep the jingling keys on the Subway servers on!
We get a second screen of Subway Surfers.
No! This is
What is it now?
HD gameplay right now. What the fuck? Okay, you know what?
And slime ASMR.
You know what? You guys can. We don't need fucking slime!
Can you have 1,000-degree knife videos and soap cutting?
Left ear reciting Bible in Chinese.
I need a 5 minutes craft clip or I'm gonna start tweaking.
It's just gonna be.
I need hydraulic press footage!
Minecraft parkour.
No. Look, someone can edit the fucking timeline over Minecraft parkour after we're done with this. Okay, we're turning this shit off. This is getting turned off.
No.
Keys, you can stay.
Okay.
Jingle keys can stay. There we go. We made it to a compromise. Jingle keys can just stay over here or something like that, just to keep you guys entertained. Oh, never mind. Every time I click on it. All right. Now that I'm no longer distracted every 2 seconds, I'm gonna check no mic. No, we're not doing this. Okay, I'm sorry. I am getting distracted now. Okay, so we're gonna actually start now. I will warn you all that this story is absolutely different from the actual canon of AOT. And we'll be going through probably all of Act 1 today, Act 0 today. I don't know if we'll get through the subsequent acts or not. And I'll give a preamble to this act. This act took place at basically the beginning of the server once I got the basic maps and custom logics going. The map still exists. I have it. You guys can use it if you want. You just need to ask for it. Because I won't be reusing that map. It's old, stale, and unoptimized to say the least. But like every other map, it was same size, 100k by 100k. But basically, previous to about year 770 or so in the history of this universe, almost all of recorded history no longer exists. We will get into why in a second. All documentation on research, equipment, and the likes, other than things that could be reverse engineered or that people already had at any given time, like it's just passed down knowledge, basically dissipated from existence due to the following events. At the beginning of Act 0, in the year 77X, lost to recorded history, the walls have been fully breached from the exterior of Shiganshina through Karanes District and Stohas to Mitras District due to a batch of Titan. The reason for this is fully unknown, but the speculations are further on and will probably be given loudly by Leandro later on in this call. Anyways. I guess I'll read through stuff. Series of events caused the breach of all of the three walls. Large hordes of Titans went through, rampaging and destroying what was around them through Shiganshina, Karanes, and Stohas District, eventually leading directly to the main destruction of Mitras District at that given time. Soldiers in each district were ordered to remain and hold off Titans in order to keep them from getting to Mitras or through each district at the given time, which, due to the lack of skill and the recent development of ODM gear, caused mass desertion of the military, as most troops were not capable of killing more than 2 to 3 Titans at best in a good day, which caused a mass desertion of the military and loss of funding during that time. Civilians then scattered to whatever remaining districts that there were, each of them being cut off by like groups upon groups of Titans between them, other than transport across just the top of the walls using whatever wagons and small ramps that they could set up at the given time, which was a very inefficient way of getting between districts. But it was the only way that they could manage between each other. Some of them lived in the dangerous areas, but between the walls districts that were occupied by Titans or outside of the walls, using whatever equipment that they had in order to either stay above, but below the Titans, either an underground tree forts or small villages set up with just due to the Titan hordes already being there. Resources became extremely scarce, and district military HQ basically took over the control over each district government that was remaining. So places like Trust that were cut off from other districts, whichever groups of militaries like commanders, section commanders, or the likes that were already in or regional lead officers that were already in the district at that time when this happened. In almost every district, basically declared martial law, taking over the region and distributing resources, managing supplies and military. During this time, humans had to live within the walls, praying that their district wouldn't be the next to be targeted by any of the Titans that had caused the event to occur, and basically hoping that, and immediately there's an error, that the other districts were taken first. The story begins in year 791 in spring. This marks the, one second, I'm trying to remember which expedition it is so I can actually give you not incorrect information first. Alright. 25 members of the Engineer Corps and 15 members of the Survey Corps were sent from Erlanes District to assess Titan concentration and damages to Shiganshina for an eventual clogging of the walls and reclaiming said district, as then it would be the task of clearing out any Titans that are already in the region. Distress signals were sent out via carrier pigeons landing in Trost District, leading to the military officials within Trost District to send out men to draw Titans away from the engineers in order to allow them to return to Trost with much-needed information. This led to the highest casualty mission in military history, or recorded military history, known colloquially as the Tree Line Slaughter. Formation sent out followed along the Forest of Giant Trees to the west of Trost, clearing out Titans and maintaining casualties along the way due to numerous abnormals and other varying types of Titans unseen beforehand, and due to both a combination of lack of skill and organization of the group, they became overwhelmed by Titans that were unseen or unheard of, other than during the breaching of the Titans before of the districts beforehand. The formation were ambushed by a horde of Titans, causing a 70% death rate in the troops, and remaining members were found injured in the FOB to the west, in the Forest of Giant Trees just to the north end of the Forest of Giant Trees, by a smaller formation afterwards. They were found. Oh my god, I'm losing it. The accounts of each of the soldiers remarked that the Titans that engaged and wiped out most of the formation were kin, or very similar to, at the very least, those that had broken through the gates of Shiganshina, Karanes, and Stoes district. And the rest of the information had become classified to the public, due to numerous reasons in the actual execution. Leandro, were you in that mission?
No, I don't think I participated in Act Zero, dude.
Oh, did you not? Okay. Gurren, I know you were not in that mission for that one. Correct?
I don't.
Okay.
Mission one more time?
The Tree Line Slaughter?
I think I was.
Were you in that one? Okay.
I might have been.
There are still some recordings, probably in Media Channel, of people being killed in that mission. If anyone ever wants to look through it and look for it. But the main gist of it is that a fairly large formation, I think it was, what? How many people were there? I think it was like 13 or so, went out. It was 13 or 14. Went out in order to go and assess and draw away Titans from the engineers, and assess Shiganshina for possible reclaiming. And en route, about halfway towards the Shiganshina district, they were intercepted by a large horde of Titans heading from the south to look to the north, which caused their formation to disperse and be picked off one by one in the Forest of Giant Trees, whereas a few of them made it back. There was 4 or 5 people at most made it back to the forward operating base that was already placed by a previous operation to the north of the Forest of Giant Trees. Alright, any questions? And if there's someone in No Mic talking, please let me know if they have anything to say, because I can't quickly swap back and forth. Oh yeah, you do have a question. Just at me every time. That works best, because I can read it. I'm waiting. I'll just check in case you didn't at me. Was there a recording of that weird screech that comes from the mountains during that? Which one are you talking about? Okay, this is not like there's absolutely recordings of the screeches from that Titan, but that's in Act 2. This is all well beforehand. I'm giving preamble to this. This is not modern history. This is about 60 years prior to the actual to the current formation, and it gives preamble to everything and how everything works currently. I should have probably started with that. Act 2 takes place in the year 840s, so does Act 1, and Act 0 took place in the year about 790, so about 50 years prior. Let me reopen it up. drink. Alright. In the spring of year 792, the militaries in the nearby districts were, well, specifically Trost and the likes, were focusing on recovering and recovering the land lost to the Titans and reinvigorating what little money and resources they had to spend on specifically the Survey Corps, who were at that time and generally in modern history the ones who mainly engage and clear out Titans, making them the ones that manage Titan subjugation missions and the likes. Rumors of the district regiments planning to retake Shiganshina and stop the constant influx of Titans spread throughout the civilian populace, which reinvigorated them, as it was a hope for a future that didn't exist beforehand. As if they were waiting, basically, all of them were waiting for the eventual day that a Titan would just breach through the gate and either kill them all or they would be scattered back to another district that may or may not take them in based off of the resources that they had. They sent out a preparatory mission in order for them to develop a technique for them to transfer resources between districts in a more efficient manner than using a wagon, because wagons and horses take a long period of time to travel along the walls, being exhaustible and the likes, and the walls have constant ups and down ramps, making them difficult to move upon. They went, this is one that Gurren did participate in, went and captured to the east of Trost District, to the southeast of Trost District, two crawler Titans. These Titans eventually became the basis of transporting supplies between Trost and a handful of other districts in order to prep military missions based off of districts like having or not having certain supplies that would be needed for the eventual operation to retake Shiganshina. With the technological advancements, they basically strapped equipment to said crawlers onto their backs when they could, and used people like carrots on a stick, just like using horses on the wall, specifically just horse with no wagons, in order to lure the crawlers over to the other district, where they would then disable their legs and limbs, and then retake off of the equipment off of them, and rinse and repeat, back and forth, back and forth. Anyways. Continuing onward, in the mid of spring, as the previous commanders became a casualty in the last mission beyond the wall, a new commander had been chosen, and the conscription and enlisting process had begun once more for another mission beyond Trost. Then military officials in Trost and other regions spent large periods of time deliberating on what information to release to the public in order to keep them invigorated and spending and working towards the common goal. Oh, hang on. Buy all my food. In the summer of year 792, in order sent out by the higher-ups, to send a formation in preparation of retaking the outermost wall, specifically Shiganshina as a district. The objective is basic: capture a single village, and then reinforce it so they'll be able to use it subsequently. Side objectives are set by the higher-ups in order to increase outgoing pay for completion of this mission. I will get into eventually what acquisition points are. The commanders of the Trost regiments plan to follow a route along the Survey Corps FOB to the west of Trost, and then head up towards a nearby village just to the north of Shiganshina. The mission became a success. 2 villages were recaptured and FOB was formed. In comparison to the previous mission, it was an achievement for mankind. And on the return, however, on the return trip, there were mass casualties just due to Titans being in the region. Half the formation was considered MIA and presumed dead. I'm gonna skip along some of the stuff because it's long. The story is long. I'm gonna check no mic as well. Please. Okay. And do we have any questions or any comments? So this isn't just like 2 hours of me like rambling at you people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the whole thing? I was feeding my cat. It wasn't listening.
Absolutely not.
Take it from the top.
Take it with the job. Restart. All right, Gurren, would you like to give any of your perspectives or insights on it? Because you were in some of these missions.
Oh yeah. Okay, so basically, what Arc Zero was like was. Yeah.
That's pretty accurate. Most missions had at a minimum 20% death rate. For
I somehow survived all of it. I don't know how. Everyone else died.
Yeah, we'll get into the Act Zero graveyard if we can finish Act Zero today. It's not uber long; it's the shortest act so far, but yeah.
Didn't Act Zero have full upgrades as well?
Yeah, they did. Well, not full upgrades, but they had a lot of the upgrades.
Looking forward to the future.
Alright. And I wanted to let you know, that's not like we didn't have skilled members on server. We had people like Facius and P2 who would attend every expedition. And there's plenty of their dead characters in the in Graveyard. Anyways, yeah.
I'm dropping a banger at no mic.
I'll keep it streamed on no mic for a second while I have a little bit more of my lunch. Yeah, that was basically it. So many jets. We'll get through Act Zero Graveyard in a bit. Alright. Let us continue. Where were we? During the late summer of year 792, scouting patrols beyond Trost continue to go missing around Vinfort, which is a small town. Do we still have the map and world information? One second. No, we don't. It's just one of the small towns to the south of the Trost, basically. I have maps for all of this, but they're not here anymore because they're not useful for it. Around 2 weeks passed without any information being relayed about the situation. The planning for the next mission is continue to go smoothly, and a military police FOB will be created near said Vinfort, near the location of said disturbance. The disturbances have occurred as a few small civilian riots breaks out near military HQs and Trosts that are put down by garrison members. As the people are rioting and worried about the spending resources in future about reclaiming an area that might just be nothing more than sending their best troops to die. Resources transport system is now finished. Using the two captured Titans, running smoothly a trade route between Trost, Ermic, and Clorba, which is their first trade route in recorded history since the loss of all main historical documentation in the year 790-ish. Fall of the year 792. An emergency alert is sent out by the head of Trost military. A survivor from the scouting patrols returned with him a report of the Titan horde being in the region just outside of Vinfort, the location of the previous disturbances. The report included information regarding a Titan attracting other Titans with odd cries that sound like agonizing pain. The description and information regarding this was sent to regimental commanders, and an order was given out to wipe out the Titan attracting the other Titan. The mission commenced on midday in the middle of the month. The Titan was marked to be on the main path towards Shiganshina, and as such needed to be eliminated. The members were scattered between FOBs and started from Trost. With I think they had them in 1/3 of them being in one FOB, 1/3 of them being another FOB, and 1/3 of them being back at Trost. Very few members enlisted for the mission, as it was explained to be extremely dangerous, and the petitions turned out.
That's why we don't tell you guys what the missions are anymore.
Yeah, they originally, the way that it worked is in general announcements, you would get, this is the mission, this is the side objective, this is the map, this is the order, this is what's going to happen. In modern history, the commanders have decided that you don't get any of that information before the mission begins. So they get to see everything and decide the missions, but you guys don't get to see any of it. Anyways, many members fell before reaching the actual horde itself. A few retreated before engaging it, but none that went to engage were ever heard from again. It's assumed that they were just ripped apart, torn apart, the likes. I remember this mission because I remember most of them because I wasn't playing this, but I had to I was running around doing spectating and spawning and things and the likes, being a little critter. 65% of the troops that were including the mission were those that were presumed to have been ripped apart by that point, specifically. This would be considered a second tree line slaughter event to some extent, but it's a lower casualty rate, technically. Anyways, After patrols were sent out to reclaim any remains of the bodies, equipment, ODM gear, usable horse meat, the likes, there are odd rumors around the within the military began to spread about an extra body, of equipment and the likes, where the Horde had originally been, because they were moving around. These rumors have since been shut down, but the statement of a few patrol members and reports mentioning oddly shaped ODM gear and a specifically trained horse still circle the remnants, as it would have been the only horse to have survived sediment. The military has classified this as an utter failure, but have no choice other than to continue with the plan to retake the walls. The next mission would mark the beginning of the end and the beginning of Act Zero as one of the hardest missions in current history for this server. Any questions before we begin that?
Whoa, there are people outside the walls. What are they doing out there? They're the birds feeding them misinformation.
My father asked that question. They had him killed.
Garrett's just in a retirement home somewhere. I have a question. Can we have an actual logic to do some mad sick stuff? Sure. The Titans were not really harder than the current ones. It was just a lot of Titans. Well, if you don't understand anything, I'll do a summary at the end of Act Zero, but there's also the timeline that you can read. But yeah, I can give you the custom logic for it. But yeah. I will do a summary at the end of each act to give the basic explanation of each because I'm going kind of in depth. Okay. Yeah. I'll do a summary of this one. Yeah. But go ahead.
We should do like not the exact same thing, but just like maybe as like a side thing. It'd be cool to do another mission, like the district clearing mission. Not like as a main mission.
Yeah.
Just like if you have nothing else to host.
Just like a fun one. Yeah, I still have the map.
Yeah, hopefully without the fucking one Titan.
Okay, so I will give a quick summary right now before we continue into the end of the act. Act Zero takes place in the year 790. This is 50 or so years prior to the current year of the server. During said time, a group of Titans had breached through Shiganshina, the outer gate and inner gate, and had made their way to Mitras district through two other districts, not Trost. The areas became scattered because there were no walls for people to fall back behind and hiding beyond just the districts themselves. And the military had from Trost been from each district had been sending out troops to clear out Titans, and in order to prepare for an operation to basically reclaim the walls and clear out the Titans that were already inside. Any questions about that?
No questions.
Alright. If you have any, I'll do one last summary at the end. We're getting to the actual main mission of it. Alright. Sick. Alright. This would be considered the major operation of Act Zero, and absolutely the hardest mission to suit so far. 1 second. This mission took place over 2 missions, technically. One reaching Shiganshina from Trost, which had some casualties, and one from while at Shiganshina itself. Alright. Alright, in the winter of year 792, as Titans are generally slowed or there's less concentrations of them during the cold, humanity goes on what will be once again, I'm sorry, I'm losing it. Humanity embarks on what could be its final endeavor, as either winning or losing this could be, the end or the dawn of a new beginning, one or the other. Troops from other districts, this is not included in the actual expedition, but troops from other districts are sent to reclaim and seal the other cities lost to Titan, with Trost being the only district to send troops directly to Shiganshina to deal with. to reclaim Shiganshina from it. The other districts, such as let me check. I think it's Eleanor and Stoes. Karen S. and Stoes were reclaimed through a combination of troops from the nearby districts being sent, equipped, and basically thrown at the Titans until the Titans either died or they died. Within the first day, this is all preamble to the expedition. This is not the actual expedition. Within the first day, troops from Orva, Yalko, and Ermik had dispersed from the pests within the capital, Mitros district, with a near 80% loss of troops. The demons that were the driving force behind the massacre of mankind, those that breached the gates originally, had not been spotted within Mitros district. The main force from Klorva arrived on the outskirts of Variorsa, the northernmost district, to act as the driving spear within Wall Rose. The acts and bravery of the soldiers caused a riot in the so far inactive districts, forcing a large number of troops to join the military conquest. Soon after, all troops within Wall Rose amassed into one large force to clear the remaining interior regions. As the war within those areas continued, the other Titan-infested districts soon fell to humanity with huge amounts of casualties. But within 2 weeks, Walsina and Rose were fully reclaimed, with scattered handfuls of Titans just remaining around the different districts or between districts as they hadn't been spotted yet. No sightings so far had been reported of the Titan that had originally breached through the gates, and if it would not be spotted and subjugated, then all of this effort would be put to nothing, as they would be able to re-breach at any given moment. The Titan was originally surnamed by the formation the Malformed Titan, by the way, just for further things. This caused panic within the ranks until the report of the operation of the clearing of Shiganshina reached the other districts. Late winter, remaining troops within Tross district were sent beyond the walls to reach Shiganshina. A largish operation, I think it was 15 to 20 troops or so, suffered minor casualties on the trip towards the district, reaching one of the valleys leading to the northernmost part of Shiganshina. The march towards nigh inevitable death lasted nearly 3 days, leading straight until sundown. Troops. Okay, these are the names of the troops who actually were in said mission. Troops: Agni Fistro, Alicia Malachi, Avada Kedavra, Corvotano, Dennis Petrovic, Dominic Wagner, Edward Golson, Emily Green, Finbar Patton, Flair Grivers, Gurren Earnhardt, Hansel Schnitzel, James St. Germain, Kira Moore, Quix Yoko, Sor Haragi, all prepared for what might be the final fight of their lifetime. These troops would soon be led into the jaws of death by Commander Adam Grayson, Dante Sasaki, and Dunard Zelko. Bolstered by the speeches from Avada Kedavra, Dante Sasaki, and Dunard Zelko, the formation galloped through the night to Shiganshina district. This now marks the actual mission to reclaim Shiganshina. Hawk, how do we constantly lose 60-80%? 1 second. It would be the troops that were trained at that given moment. So they would basically strap more ODM gear to trainees and throw them at the Titans at this time range. Is there any reason why the Titans less concentrated during winter? It's something that's been observed. They generally avoid cold areas and the likes, or they're less active. But yeah, basically they would, at this time range, because it would just be anyone that the military would select, because it wouldn't even be like you would volunteer to go out and fight the Titans. It would just be, hey, you're a fit, able-bodied person above the age of about 12. We're strapping ODM gear to you, giving you about a month or two of training, and sending you out of the walls. Because they had to clear as much as basically. Anyways, any other questions before we get to the last expedition of Act 0? build a line and turn them into an arena to strike Titans and jail them there. They did that, yeah. That's what they did to capture the fucking crawlers early on. Basically. Alright, done. Oh. Alright, you all ready for this? Let me have a quick sip. Sippy. Are you all enjoying? I don't want to be boring you all to death.
We're all still here.
You're clapping like an infant.
That's right. Alright. This...
I just rejoined. I didn't leave after boredom.
Yeah, that's fair. This would be considered, in the server so far, the hardest, no, not the longest, but the hardest expedition ever hosted, using the largest district map ever made in this game, which I've made over the span of a couple of months, specifically for this mission. I don't know. It was very interesting. It was fun. Any comments before we begin from Gurin? I think you were there. Yeah, you were there.
Do you want me to talk about my experience, or do you want to talk about the mission first?
Just okay. Yeah, we can talk about that afterwards. But I can let you do your thing afterwards. All right. The end of an era, which is the name of the expedition type. In the late hours of the night, as troops grew wary, a soldier returned from somewhere inside the city. One troop spotted and got close to the unknown soldier, but with him. I'm sorry. I fucking skipped something. Did I? No, I didn't skip. Okay. I think we're missing. Oh no, we're missing a part. No! We're missing a part of this. Alright, anyways, wait a second, I might have it elsewhere. I'm sorry about this. I didn't realize that we're missing a part of this. Timeline. I have it saved from the original documentation as well. There we go. Yeah, yeet. Sorry about that. But yes, so this expedition. Okay, what am I gonna do with this? Okay, so let me quickly. I'll read this out and then fix this in a minute. So they reached Shiganshin. Reaching the northern gate immediately, being able to close it with little to no resistance, as the Titans either were not there or had not reached the location yet. The sun rose as they were preparing upon the while on the northern gate for whatever might come. Troops dispatched to the southern gate. They dispatched a troop of, I think, 3 or 4 soldiers to grapple along the walls to reach the southern gate in order to close it. And en route, they heard the wails of the malformed Titan. It shocked the formation, scaring them, and basically panicking the commanders enough that they took 5 to 6 minutes to respond with an actual plan. And as this happened, Titans began to flood the city from both the northern and southern gate, causing most of the troops who were heading towards the southern gate to retreat back to the northern gate, where they had prepped up their basic supplies and the likes. As the monstrosities gathered, clawing at the walls beneath them, troops began opening fire on them with cannons. The explosions rang through the air as 4 members were dispatched once more back towards the southern gate in order to close it. 2 of those members, other than 2 members, all returned successfully to what turned into a small outpost on the northern gate. 2 of them fell en route to the southern gate. While on the northern gate, they continued firing cannons below into whatever Titans they could aim at, which continued for nearly 2 days. I want you to know, there were troops that were on the wall in actual expedition who, instead of choosing to fight any of the Titans, sat on the wall for 2 real hours shooting at them. But the wails and cries continued throughout the night as the malformed Titan had not been spotted yet. On the second day of the artillery fire, the southern gate had been reopened by someone, not a Titan, which then Titans poured back through the open hole. The artillery fire hit the second night as the Titans were split into two groups, were being shot at from multiple angles. The troops had set up a small firing base on a nearby bridge across the river, which was slowly whittling down Titan numbers, which would eventually mean a sure victory over the course of multiple more days. Continuing. In the late hours of that said night, as troops were growing weary, as it was almost pitch black in the district before the moon came up, a soldier returned from somewhere inside of the city, assumed originally to have been one of the troops sent to reclaim the southern gate. One troop spotted and got close to the unknown soldier, but within seconds, the soldier was able to split the cannoneer on the wall in half, disabling the cannon's firing mechanism and crippling and killing said soldier. The troops scrambled looking for the unknown fellow, sharing information quickly around. The starkest and most discerning factor was an undercut and some form of yellow logo on it, with similar equipment to those that were in the formation. The troops attempted to track the criminal, quickly finding out that it had fled to the eastern side of the district, most likely to target the only other cannoneer. The troops hunted the criminal but couldn't find them, rapidly returning to the safe spot on the wall. Before dawn, the only other cannoneer was injured badly by, most likely, said soldier, disabling the cannon's firing mechanism. This meant that any vestige of a safe victory had been torn apart. They then sent the subsequent rest of the troops in order to clear out the Titans in small batches. We'll do that. Over the coming 2 days, the Titans were nearly wiped out from the district, costing over 50% of the troops' lives to obtain said district and their sacrifice. And we'll go over who those were. During said event, as they were clearing out the district, I'll go into more detail, which wouldn't be in military reports because people died and were unseen when they died. A couple troops, one troop specifically, I'm trying to find his name in this. I think it was Edward Bolson. Went out along the walls by himself without equipment in order to hunt down the malformed Titan. Eventually reaching and flaring the location of it to the southeast of Shiganshina, just like directly to the southeast of the gate of Shiganshina. Edward Bolson was able to cripple said Titan, damaging it enough that the troop of Vada Cadaver could eventually go in and clear a final blow to it, which basically had allowed them the victory for it. All the while, other troops inside of the walls were dealing with the two other Titans that were very much so akin in looks and reaction timing like to said malformed Titan, but sadly I was not watching them as they cleared out both the large Kralik, which had killed a large percentage of the formation previously in previous expeditions, and the smaller rapid one that was very akin to the malformed Titan. I'm not sure who they were. Maybe Gurren knows. I'm not sure who those ones.
No, they're for any of the killing.
All right. The troops that were killed in said mission were Agni Feastrop, Alicia Malachi, Gorva Otano, Dominic Wagner, Edward Bolson, Emily Green, Finbar Patton, Flair Grivers, Hansel Schnitzel, James St. Germain, Kira Moore, and Donner Jellicoe. Yet with the casualties, the Humanity Founds form it. It's who was the cannoneer that got killed? I don't remember. There were I don't remember who the two cannoneers were that got killed. That was a while ago. I probably should. With the casualties, mankind found its salvation. The district was cleared and the malformed Titan was killed thanks to both later Edward Bolson, the Nevada Cadaver. The remaining troops sent word of their victory, and of the few Titans that they ended up trapping within the northern gate, to the rest of the, back to the districts. Eventually, the spearhead force from the other district arrived to Shiganshina, where the people were found exhausted and starving on the northern gate. But, however, through all the sacrifice, mankind was able to stave off extinction one more day. The surviving heroes were able to play out their destinies in a free world. Most of them were towering in the lakes, one without the constant threat of the monstrous invading force. These heroes were Adam Grayson, Avada Kedavra, Dante Sasaki, Dennis Petrovic, Gurren Earnhardt, Quix Yoko, and Sora Harag. Without them, and without the sacrifice of their comrade, humanity would no longer exist as a species. There are 2 screenshots. This is the troops preparing for the mission, and we missed some of them in the screenshot. And then the surviving heroes underneath. All right. We won't go into this yet, but any questions? I'm gonna go back into no mic.
What was up with the strange ODM gear, man?
I can't fucking tell you. I can't tell you anything.
What about
Does the person that killed the cannoneer, did that mean anything, or did you just have that happen to get us?
Everything that ends up in timeline it means something.
Oh, okay.
Remember that.
Is that ever explained, or is that still?
Not yet.
Ah.
Oh.
I knew this guy, Dennis Ablinger. He was trying to look into it. He died.
I remember.
Poor
One of
bastard.
my scouts.
I really hope you can make it to Act 5. So, I really hope everyone here makes it. I don't know. Act 5 is a ways away. Where's my boy Avada Kedavra? That was Facius. He died twice more in the server, and then he never came back. Well, Gurren Earnhardt, which is Erwin Smith right now, survived Act 0 and Act 1. Oh, wait, were you in Act 1?
Yeah.
And Quix Yoko, he's playing Ryo Kimura. He also survived Act 0 and Act 1, I think. Who else is still active in the server? Let me check. You can always don't bother people.
Malachi's up too.
Yeah, I do wonder what Malachi's up to. You have 3 HP. It's not lives. I'll explain that before an expedition, or maybe after. Yeah. Who else? Let me check if there's anyone who's active who was in Act 0. I don't think so. Chrono's not active, but he was in Act 1. But he still talks fairly often. Rudolph. Yeah.
Was Leandro not on that last?
No.
No.
For Arc 0?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't in any of
That was the third person that was with me and Quix. Who was it?
Some guy. You're like,
My mind, I can remember it as Leandro, but who the hell was that?
No,
it's actually the guy who killed the other
It
guy.
might have been Malachi.
Yeah, it might have been Malachi.
Act 0 hit right around my finals for college.
That's fair.
So I couldn't attend any of it. I was like, no, they're in there having fun without me. Ah!
Have fun, quote unquote. No.
Yeah.
Wait, what's
I was in Act 1 though, I think.
Yeah, you were. Rudolph was in Act 0. He died, I think. Yeah. Oh no, he survived. He survived Act 0, so he's not active, but you can talk to him. Who else? Mielt Shielday was Edward Bolson. So you can talk to him. Is he still? Where is he? Mielt.
He lurks.
He does lurk. I absolutely spelled Mielt wrong. Yeah, Mielt Shielday was in Act 0. Yeah. Alright. You give your experience of Act 0, the ending, Gurren. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'll be back.
Well, I'll wait for you because I want to be able to talk to you about it too.
Yeah. You're not the first person to say that to me. They're like, oh, remember when we were doing that thing in Act 0? And I'm like, no, I wasn't there. They're
I
like,
swear to God, I thought you were there.
that's
I
my...
guess there was just some third mystery musketeer that me and Quix were with that you have just occupied in my mind.
That's the power of my presence, dog. God's drunkest soldier. You just think he's there every time?
Probably. I don't know. This is like the fucking Mandela effect. I feel like you were there and you're just messing with me.
Nope. I wasn't there at all.
And then also, another part of me was like, oh, maybe it was Connor. Connor wasn't there, I don't think.
No,
If
Connor.
he was, he wouldn't have made it.
I think Connor swung around in Act 1 when he killed the first Leandro that I made for
He
the
got
server.
everyone killed.
Yeah, when he wiped out the garrison.
And he killed the garrison as a whole.
Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry, that was a weird thing to say.
Sorry, that was a weird question to ask.
There's a graveyard channel. What's that guy's name? Sailor. If you go to graveyard, you can see all the soldiers that have died in their last words.
Oh, Tito, there was somebody with like it was like a blonde Levi, or I think no, it was a regular looking Levi character with some sort of weird symbol, yellow symbol on his back. I remember I saw it. I was on top of the wall, and I was just like watching the Titans, and I turn around, and I just see some Levi cut a guy in half and then fly away, and we never figured out what that was about.
Yeah. Then Leandro and Dennis both tried to fucking investigate it, and they died before they could get it done.
Well, Sayuri, I wouldn't be happy about that. I'd be quite upset.
Graveyard, I don't know, he reorganized everything. It used to just be a channel you could scroll to. I think is it under troop catalog? Or is it under timeline?
I think so.
I think it's under troop catalog. Yeah. If you go to troop catalog, you can find the graveyard. It's at the top.
You're pouring something.
Hello, I'm back.
Hello, back. I'm Erwin.
How's the recounting of horrors going, Erwin?
Going great. I was waiting for you to come back before I started, just because I feel like your input would also be great.
Alright, sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. So yeah, that mission, it was like probably the coolest thing I've ever experienced in this community. I remember the whole mission riding to Shinganshina, and then finally getting there, it kind of felt like you were on the eve of something terrible. And it was just very, very nerve-wracking in the beginning, and then there was, you know, I remember watching those people get sent across the wall to go close the gate, and then the malformed Titan screamed, and then everything started pouring in, and it was just chaos. None of the commanders knew what to do, and then they had to stand on top of that wall for 2 hours while they tried to shoot Titans, and it didn't work, and that was awful. And eventually a lot of other stuff happened, which it's all kind of a blur, and as Hawk was explaining it, it was coming back in like waves, and it was kind of like re-experiencing a traumatic memory.
He actually has suppressed memories from the surgery.
I do. It was like 4 hours of just stress. Like, that probably took a year off of my lifespan. But I remember once things finally started to get cleared out, it was me, Quix, and one other mystery person who was apparently not Leandro or Connor. I don't know who it was, but we spent like an hour clearing out half the district on our own, pretty much. Everyone else was off doing something else.
Well, most of them are dead by that point.
It was a lot of luring like Titans, and there was a lot of punks and crawlers during Arc Zero.
Back in those times,
it was just so nerve-wracking.
Hawk, he didn't even play in the expeditions. He just lurked in the sky.
Yeah, and it was always a like there was, for example, we had Builder Roll on one mission, and we used Builder Roll to build like a small fort to try to stave the night off, because, you know, obviously you can't see anything when it turns nighttime. And Hawk, all I hear was the sound of somebody joining the VC, tabbed out for a second, saw it was Hawk. He's muted. He stayed muted whenever he was playing God. I said, "Oh, hey Hawk, how are you doing?" Silence. And then I hear something else join. It was the music bot. He just like XLTT, and moments later, like 5 giant Titans just stepped over the fort wall. So he joined just to do that. That was awesome.
It's fucking great. I love Active Zero. Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful. I remember that mission. That was the crawler capture mission. And you guys, like, you were yelling at Connor the entire time.
I actually had the worst migraine I've ever had on that mission. It was just babysitting Connor for like 3 hours.
Yeah, basically. What was your question, Ted? I just saw the ad. Hello. Can I go into the MP archives and search for the mystery murderer? There's not much information on them.
I've tried it, man.
It was a Levi with a funny logo, and then he disappeared into the night.
Ask everyone who's been there, or you can investigate the people who are actually on said mission. I named a handful of them off. You can always ask people. Otherwise, that might help.
When I was MP as Dennis Ablinger, or maybe it was another Leandro.
Previous Leandro.
I was trying to requisition the ODM gear because they have it in the archives, and Hawk was like, "Yeah, you can do that. You just got to pay a certain amount of acquisition points." So I don't know if it's still there. I didn't ever pay because you said I had to get permission from Rudolph, and that I could never get him to respond.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah. You can investigate. You can ask people for likes. But yeah. Anything else? Any other questions? Oh yeah. During I started actually playing in Act 2. Before that, I was playing God, basically, so keeping it perfectly balanced at any given moment how I wanted the expedition to be, which made it very interesting for people. Yeah. But now I've just got it finally. Yeah. But now it's just I have it so finely tuned, balanced that it's just I can let the game do its thing without needing to
by
mess with it.
balancing, he meant he would just go and spawn Alien Titans was having an okay day.
I remember fucking one of them being like, "Damn, you know what? This mission's going really smoothly." Me typing in a comment.
It was awful.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know you guys survived. I pushed you guys to your limits, though.
Barely. I remember there was one time. I think this was before we actually had the 3 HP.
Yeah, that was in Act 1.
And I remember we were like fighting in a village, and I remember I got grabbed, and I was actually like 0.1 second away from like death, and then somebody killed the Titan.
Yeah.
And it was just, man.
So Act 1 was made
make it.
before any upgrade. What a nice beat. Jeez, what is happening with you? Okay.
Yeah, now that we tell me of an expedition, Shizo just field promotes Hawk and is like, "You're in charge."
Yeah, basically. If there's no other commanders, it's just, "Hi guys, I'm commander." Fine. Terrence makes sense as a character to do that. Are you okay, Shizo? The message that you just said. Anyway. But yeah, so there's a little bit more to Act 0, but that's the majority of things. I want you to know that I made every fucking map for this server. So there are 3. I can hand you guys 2 out of 3 of the maps if you ever want to use them for stuff. Some of them are more empty than other ones. Like Act 0. Like I said, 4 maps for like huge maps now. But so like I mean we have a map for Cross the Gigantia, which I need to redo, but it's same size as the current map. I have the funny map for the Gigantia district, which is about a third the size of the other maps or so, quarter-ish, which is pretty big. And then we have past areas. I'll get into that. But yeah, any other questions? No, man. I don't do Titan. I've warned everyone. I don't do Titan shifters in this timeline, this plot.
We don't even know what the Titans are.
Actually, an Ackerman.
Yeah. What? What?
Erwin Smith is an Ackerman, and he has the founding Titan.
Yeah, he actually has the founding Titan, guys. Rio, don't be. He's not even in VC. He just sees Act 0. Answer my interrupt. Yeah, basically. I assume that it's canon that whatever happened like the remaining people from that probably they went in like retirement or whatever. So like
they're
everyone's just out there. So
they're probably all homeless, like actual vets, and they just ramble on the
no,
streets.
they get paid pretty fucking well in this case scenario because it's not like they're fighting some foreign war for some to like get people money. This is literal survival or not, so they get treated pretty well. I mean, we can get into that. I can.
Did you just say gas burst stone? Ice burst stone? That shit's mine.
No, we must see what
Or way earlier on, if Irwin died, I was just gonna bring a character in that was just Old Man Gurren from Arc Zero, but I think he's past that time.
He's like 80 or 90 now, so he might have just died.
He's still out there.
He's still there. He's still out there now.
Yeah, me and Hawk joked that if I did that, one of his abilities would be after every mission, Hawk would do a dice roll, and that would determine whether or not he had a heart attack and just died.
It would have been great. It would have been so funny. Yeah, I was gonna give him some stupid. I forget what I was gonna give him. It was some like ability that he had.
Okay,
It was really odd, but he had like a 20% chance to just die after for zero reason. But yeah, oh yeah, you guys don't really have a 401k in the military, but the way that it works is each expedition that like a formation member goes off of, based off of your rank, I think it's 2 or 3 months worth of military salary for like your average troop of the same like rank or role, and then like higher ranks, like getting a veteran in the ranks, basically increases it by payment. So someone who is like a veteran rank has technically enough to retire off of for the rest of their life if they're careful. But like a sergeant or captain could be not like wealthy, but they could live in like, you know, the closer to central districts pretty well. But yeah. Because the acquisition points, I will get into what acquisition points are in Act 0.5. They are not money, and they've never been money. They are basically vote systems. So yeah. 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 All right. Any questions or anything like that? Otherwise, we'll finish Act 0. I'll do a quick summary, and then we can do Act 0.5, and I'll see how much time I have. Fear and hunger. Holy shit. That's not a question, Anastasia. That's a statement.
That's why we're here. It's because we're suicidal.
You have a question? Look at when we discover speaking Titan, 840. You guys haven't discovered a speaking Titan.
I did, but I don't.
I mean, what? Again, the timeline is not the same as actual AOT. But yeah. And I will not spoil any of the timeline because every expedition technically slowly brings it forward by 1 month or so, depending on the expedition. That's almost always 1 month. Oh yeah. Any other questions? I'm just watching them talk about masochism. No mic. Alright, I'm going to assume that we have no more questions and we'll go on to finishing Act 0, and then I'll go through Act 0.5 and some of the other lore stuff for the server report back. I'm just going to move my fan closer because I'm like dying over here. Alright. Alright, well there'll be a cool horse roll soon. I don't know what that means.
Can I make a horse character?
You cannot make a horse character, no. You cannot. My horse is
be a
cool,
horse.
you won't get a roll.
Look at my horse.
Last question, yeah.
My OC.
Can we eat Titan meat? No. The Titans slowly basically disintegrate afterwards, so they still follows that. All the lore is integrated into the actual game as well, and vice versa, because I don't like doing like, oh yeah, they don't actually disintegrate in it. Because they do disintegrate in the game. People are hungry in Eldia. That it might help. You guys can eat it and just fry your mouth and probably die. It's just an increase of internal temperature when they die.
I was fine.
That's fine. Character dies because they try to eat Titan meat. Do not kill and capture it slowly. Again, once it's torn off from the main body, it's just kind of, yeah, you have a question? Also, you guys can capture Titans, just someone needs to buy that damn upgrade to do so. Can I eat Teto's new horse? I don't control that. You can
Don't eat my OC.
Don't eat my OC. You can eat Teto's horse if you want. I don't control that. That's up to you. It's up to you and Teto, I guess, to figure that out. If that's okay or not. He's saying no, it seems. I'm going to do those first. Alright. Alright. Let's go back. I'm gonna get some water. Give me just a second, because I don't want to have a headache of it. What do you mean, coward? Alright, I'm gonna get water. I'll be right back.
You guys believe this is the last Leandro I get to play for like the next 10 in-game years?
Before, why not to make another one?
I've established the bloodline, and the ones that died before were this one's sons. And he has a son that's a child right now, but he's not old enough to join the military.
Thanks, Squidward.
See, that's the thing, you don't die.
Yeah, you just don't die in the military. That easy. Alright, we ready to continue? Alright guys, now's the good part. This is not, of course, actually in an expedition because this wouldn't make any sense. Between Act 0, like the end of Act 0, which is about here or so, and Act 0.5, this is all kind of more narration and explanations of the time skip and the likes. But I will do that right. Alright. Now that mankind has reclaimed Shiganshina, cleared the inner walls, cleared the outer walls, and gotten rid of the threat, to mankind in the form of the malformed Titan, they can now move into the future without the fear of being, well, caused to become extinct at any given moment. With the districts reclaimed, Titan subjugated, and peace returned to the people. Soldiers soon search high and low for any remaining Titan threat before searching for any remaining information as to the cause of the massacre within the walls. Within another month, not a single Titan could even be rumored of within the walls, as constant military sweeps finished off any doubt in people's minds of their safety. As the heroes returned and shared their stories of the terrifying monsters that led the hordes of the Titan, and folklore and myths began to form around these beasts. Stories were soon told to misbehaving children that if they continued with misbehaving, then a hideous malformed beast towering 15 meters in height would take them away to be torn apart by its offspring. Story tales and theories formed around what was soon to be called the malformed Titan, stating that it could attract Titans with its screams, was invisible in the night, could control animals in the forest, and had other oddly formed offspring like it, and so forth. With the heroes' reports of their battle handed in to the greater formation that retrieved them, rumors spread like wildfire. Ideas and panic bounced around until the higher-ups explained that it was all a miscommunication. What did those rumors mention? Common civilians and the average soldier, nothing but bleak lies. For those who returned from the fight and read the reports, a threat beyond anything that the Titans could throw at them. Fear, panic, but most of all, distrust. One soldier died that night during the shelling, and another injured. Both caused the disabling of key parts of the operation. What caused it was no mindless monster or accident. Even worse, as investigations went on, all gates had just been opened, except for one, which had been nearly completely destroyed. What was found to be the cause was not a giant hand or boulder, but instead gunpowder. Alright. I'll give you a minute. Any questions? Any conversation points? Anyone like to bring up?
Sir, a second plane has hit the walls.
a second explosive has hit the wall. Yeah. Alright. We will continue.
Are we called earlier in this?
No, absolutely not. There's no official name for it other than just the walls, basically. Smithland. But yeah. I feel like I should put on the music for the introduction to Act 1, which will require me to close my stream. Actually, no, I can just change my stream.
The Dark Souls 3 theme.
I'll put on the jingle keys for a second for you guys.
Oh yeah! My favorite part.
I need to change my window. There you go. Because I can't let you guys see my stuff. You're dipping? The moment they see thunders, there's a game of doom. Alright, one second.
That's my favorite part of Act 1.
Alright. Where's the music for Act... that's Act 2? What was Act 1? I thought it was just... One second, I have to go another tab and get it. Jeez, tab, that's the one you guys can see. I'm gonna put on the actual opening music for Act 1, because I have music for each one. Well, almost all of them are directly like openings from the anime, because why wouldn't I do that? And some of them are edited ones from the anime to fit better with what I wanted it to be. But we'll put on the Act 1.
Was Act 1, was that the...
Variosa Act.
Sasage, was that Sasageo?
No, it was not. You guys have not heard Sasage yet.
I think Variosa was a really cool map. I remember that one.
Yeah. Is it working? Is the bot working? Yeah, well, it's very loud. It's very loud immediately.
Yelling at me.
I can't even fucking... Why can't I do /loop? Alright, guys. Alright, now I can share my screen once more. Alright. I have ats and no mic. Let's see what they are. At Terrence, can you open AC/DC Thunderstruck? No. We can make a video for the community opening, but that would be cool. It'd be cool. I was originally going to make a trailer at some point, maybe this upcoming summer for this, which would use in-game footage and voiceovers and the likes, but we'll see. I'm not making any promises because I'm always busy with something. Alright. Alright, this is the Act 1 opening, by the way. There's plenty of acts. There's 8 acts to the storyline, not counting Act 0. So, let's get into Act 0.5, which takes place as the explanation of the time skip of about 50 years between Act 0 and Act 1. Shown here, through years 792 to 842. And this is a direct screenshot from the expedition of reclaiming Shiganshina. That's one of my... I took a lot of screenshots for it, and I can show you all of them later if you guys want. I have them saved somewhere.
One of those gas trails might just be me.
That might actually be you, because this was at the end, so the odds are like 1 in 6.
Yeah, that's where I was clearing Titans at.
Yeah, that might be you.
On quicks.
Yeah. All right. There. With the return of mankind as the only force within the walls, humanity flourishes with a constant growing, well-fed and well-treated populace. Agriculture and industrial work act as a driving force for the species in the coming years and provide retired soldiers with income. Soon after the reclamation of the walls, King Gisfried Fritz VI returns from hiding as the only survivor of his family line. King Gisfried Fritz VI reigns, retakes his position as king, and is a highly supported monarch as he unifies the once divided districts to one civilization under his reign. Over the span of his lifetime, he redirects military funding to inventions and natural resources, being the first king to create a boat-based trading and travel route along the rivers within the walls, in order to basically account for the lost trading opportunities for crawlers. The king causes a non-industrial revolution with his unparalleled ideas, sending many brave men and women to extract precious resources used in many modern inventions. Under his rule, the industrial sectors of the city begin booming once again, along with high-producing agricultural sectors, using his Feed One, Feed All declaration, providing free food to all those who are willing to produce children within the walls. The gracious and generous king dies after 38 years of ruling without an heir. May his late highness rest in eternal slumber beneath the walls. No foul play was suspected. He died of old age, just being sick at one point. Without an heir, the crown is passed to the only other living royal line, the Rhys family. King Rhys I reigns in a generally acceptable manner for nearly 8 years. During his monarchy, partial funding was reintroduced to the military and research of the Titans, allowing the first expeditions beyond the walls for nearly 100 years. This proved to be generally controversial as a decision, as the funding and casualties were considered to be majorly pointless. Other than a few minor innovations, King Rhys I led a mostly disappointing monarchy before abdicating to his brother. King Rhys II proves to be an unsuitable heir, known for the earliest abdication in written history. Within the first year of ruling, two highly controversial laws were written. The first being known as the Market Dilemma, attempting to provide lodging to all farmers for free, causing a rapid deficiency in available land, increasing cost of living for all civilians. Who killed the music bot? Who fucking killed the music bot?
Killed them. It's over.
Who killed them? Who killed them? Did someone kill the music bot?
Someone probably said the word stop, and for some reason, music bot.
This stupid bot!
Random words as commands.
No! Oh, 1 second, I'll put it back on. I think I still have a copy and paste. Yeah! Sorry about that, everyone.
No, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Jane said stop.
I know what that word is now banned. No, you cannot use the word stop.
Just die. Just die. Just say words.
Wait. Alright, 1 second. I'm gonna put. No one use the word stop, please. Alright. Just putting this in for now. Because I'm not getting a new bot. I was in the zone too. I can't believe this. It's gonna work. Okay. Alright, where were we? The law was quickly taken down after massive repercussions from the higher class members of society in Mitras district. After such failure, pressure was put upon the king to produce a proper ruling for the walls. Such ended up in an attempt to gain support from female civilians by creating a law stating that all persons within the walls are to be given the same treatment within the court of law, financing, land ownership, lordship titles, excluding those of criminal lineage, those receiving free benefits from others, those who have been given shelter due to natural disasters, and so forth. The law proves rather successful in giving support to the king, but in doing so alienates large portions of the working class within the walls. After much deliberation, King Rhys II abdicates to his eldest heir, and in following his most recent law, creates the first matriarchy within the walls with his daughter Queen Rhys I. Queen Frida Rhys I is our current ruler for that of nearly 4 years, more than that now, acting as the most beloved leader in the Rhys family line. Her actions are nearly unquestioned. Her queenship was thrust into reign at the start of a pandemic within the walls known as the Scarlet Fever. The fever itself spread rapidly in lower class regions of the outermost districts, but within a month reached those of noble descent even within Mitras district. The fever, known best from its red rashes, was soon to be found to be spreading from families consuming shared food and using the same unwashed utensils. Queen Rhys passed numerous laws allowing those of non-noble blood to be allowed medical attention.
And again.
Stop it! Stop using the word.
What did you say? You said what?
You guys have been like edging the bot and turned it off. Okay, we'll try one more time. Man, don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare use that word again.
Okay, I'll stop saying it.
Do I need to put the jingle keys back on?
Okay, I'll stop. I didn't even mean it.
Alright, back in, here we go. Where were we? Holy shit. Laws allowing those of non-noble blood to be allowed medical attention from both the military and court physicians, gaining the title Queen of the People. She focuses both resources and her own time on researching similar plagues of ancient eras. With this, a reference to a similar plague known as bloating death was located, and with it, medical practices to reduce disease and infection rates. Along with the finding of medical practices to treat patients, the Queen indicted a large portion of the farmers for mismanagement of goods, which had turned out to be a partial spread or origin of the plague. Having to burn a large amount of crops to stop the spread of the infection, many would have went hungry that year later under lesser rulership. That year under lesser rulership. The crop yield had reduced to 2/3 the normal amount, meaning nearly 1/3 of the population would have no access to fresh foods. But to compensate, Queen Frida puts forth a law stating that any excess food from royal families is to be given to those who require it. As the plague died down, the Queen was revered as a hero within the walls due to her actions. As support is still massive for the Queen and her actions, she has been given free reign over the walls. Within the past 3 years, she has revitalized the industrial sector, just as King Geesfried Fritz VI had, focusing on canned food and non-perishable substances, put forth laws surrounding expeditions beyond the walls and military actions, rewarding missions for proper completion, and requiring each regiment to have a certain amount of public approval to remain in place. Focused once more on historic facts, looking forward to the future by looking back to the past. This has been stated to be a major reason for the continued expeditions, as it is theorized that humanity once colonized far beyond Walmart. Allowed those of non-royal descent to be educated to the same level of those of royal descent. She will continue to be queen until abdicating or marrying, both of which seem quite unlikely. She has no heir other than that of cousins, sisters, and brothers, legitimate and illegitimate. Year 842. This is beginning. This is the year of the of Act 1, if I'm correct. Oh, it's just like beginning around that. Sorry about that. But actually, any questions before we continue? I don't want to just be like ranting at all of you for this entire time.
I have $40.
You cannot have $40. Any questions? I can do a quick summary. Doesn't work when I'm not in VC, probably.
So
you can still use bond commands not VC, yeah?
Do the laws not prevent her from? You said if she married, she'd have to give up the throne to the new.
Yeah.
So the laws did not protect against that. It's just like, you're the king now.
Yeah.
Cringe. We love Queen Frida.
So the family name changed, right? Yes, because it was basically swapping from kind of cousin to from like the original family line, Fritz to Reese. So it's like kind of cousins or like close cousins. Can one of the characters become a... No, they can't. There's too much in place between the formation troops, and like until they're all dead. Can you assassinate there's no king virtual, but can you assassinate the queen? Maybe. Can one of the characters get married to the... No. No. This is not a D&D campaign.
I'm telling you, set up like a chat bot.
We had a marriage bot many moons ago.
We could marry each other, but I removed it because no one ever used it. Because no one ever got married. I was originally going to tie it with the acquisition point system, because originally you were supposed to lose all acquisition points when you died. But then I saw the amount of deaths, because I did not.
Yeah, that would suck.
Alright, no questions? Oh, okay, you got a question. Perfect time. Yeah? For the next expedition. Okay, go ahead, I'll answer anyways. Plan on going MIA? That's a bad idea. But yeah. Yeah.
Who's planning on going MIA?
Nintendo. Why would you want to go MIA?
Don't do that, pal. You don't want that.
You will spawn randomly further than halfway across the walls without any equipment and without any upgrades, and with percentile HP remaining. That also means that you have to be outside of the walls at the end of the mission. You will start with gas. It's just good luck, man.
Not gonna matter.
James, is that treason against our beloved queen I see?
I have a plan, a crazy plan. What is a crazy plan? I'm gonna go MI, spawn halfway across the map, yeah, and search. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that if you want.
You gotta make it back.
You have to, because if you don't make it back by the time that the mission is called to the end, you will also just die. But yeah, that's up to you. I've got a plan. Strategical MIA members.
Notice you haven't put any money in the box lately.
Alright. Claire will find you. Yeah. This is gonna be great. Me watching the wolf tank eat Tenno. Anyway. Let us continue. we will get to Act 1. I don't know if I will... I'll stay until, like, I don't know, 3:30 or I have a lab report I have to write, and other stuff I have to do, but yeah. Alright, guys. You guys ready? I can't look at no mic, so I'm just gonna say that you're all ready. Alright, in the year 842, expeditions beyond the walls have been a common occurrence for just about 2 decades, usually around the northern, western, and eastern, because there's lower Titan concentrations around those ones. Each expedition occurs around 3 months apart at this time, almost always skipping winter unless deemed necessary for the mission. These expeditions are always a joint effort from every current regiment other than the Engineering Corps, who acts on their own accord under scientific guidance. The regiments basically choose or have volunteered or voluntold troops that were very good with the ODM gear and who have a high likelihood of survival, that are sent into the formation, or go on their own into the formation in order to go and engage. And they have their own little hierarchy, which is how the commanders are here and the likes, basically. Anyways. The point of these missions are to create colonies beyond the walls and research the constant threat that lingers just beyond the gates. Humanity must find any shreds of information that might lie beyond our known areas. With that in mind, as a civilization, we are willing to sacrifice people and resources to this cause. The men and women who go beyond our districts are a massive price to pay for such knowledge. Yet in order for us, all of us, to survive, we require such sacrifices, and these brave souls understand that too. Do not treat them with pity, do not treat them with spite. Treat them with the honor that they deserve. Queen Frida Reese I, year 840. With this in mind, regiments are awarded what are called acquisition points for accomplishments. These are the equivalent of OU1s from the government, and serve no real monetary value even though they're handed out in coin format. As it is against legal regulation to not pay soldiers, soldiers are handed these acquisition points after completed mission. Regiments themselves do not receive acquisition points, either due to laws put forth by Queen Frida I to, quote-unquote, not put all power into military leaders' hands. Regiments instead must scrounge together acquisition points from their soldiers in order to purchase equipment from the government. Acquisition points are kind of like a, if you've ever done any research on like World War I, they're kind of like the concept of, it was like buying like weapon stocks for likes, right? Acquisition points, however, war bonds, like brain power. The acquisition points, however, unlike war bonds, can be traded in as the equivalent of like a vote system to be able to like do stuff that would be too expensive for like the average troop to be able to pay for, right? So, as examples, in the upgrades, some of these are like purchasing in an industrial sector, which is basically people put forward acquisition points as a vote. And when there's enough acquisition points, like enough troops with enough accomplishments, want this thing, the government then spends the money on purchasing for it for the military, which is how you get equipment, which is how you get upgrades, and all sorts of at like base value. Any questions about that? Alright, I don't see any questions. We need 100 soldiers. Yeah, that'd be nice. 4 regiment, yeah, that'd be great.
Have it crash like 6 times.
I don't think it can even run that, so maybe after the summer, if I can get AOTR G2 to work with this stuff. Anyways, alright, let's go back into it. Alright. So that's how acquisition points work. You guys actually get paid a salary as well. It's just acquisition points are how you guys kind of alter the decision of the military and government, for the likes. Okay. As the idea of power has shifted within the walls from those at the top to those at the bottom, voting has been introduced for all regiments. Leaders are chosen through votes by those within the regiment. At any time, any soldier can ask for their commander to be reprimanded for any reason, and a vote will be put forth on whether the commander will stay in that role. The vote is people in the regiment generally, or those just within the entire formation. Anyways, I will continue from there. With the increased industrial output of the people within the walls, the region beyond Variosa, the northernmost district, had begun to be tapped for its resources of precious iron, copper, and iron bamboo. This was deemed low risk, as Titans seemed to rarely venture into the snow, allowing for few station troops, few station soldiers, to take care of the rather slow-moving beasts. Yet in the past 3 years, an increase in temperatures was seen north of the walls, melting a large amount of the ice plains there. As such, Titan activity began to skyrocket, depleting access to precious metals, but more importantly, iron bamboo, which is used to make ODM gear and your plate, as well as the cannons and the likes. Without access to iron bamboo, the military-industrial complex has completely halted. Queen Frida I had issued an order to the military in order to begin operations to rid the Titans from this land and reclaim it for humanity. And as the military, we are glad to do so. Without access to the iron bamboo refineries there were no ways to spend acquisition points, this is in Act 1, to provide upgraded equipment to our troops. All troops, please. No. Okay, this is just a little note thing that kind of summarized like effects on the server and the likes. That basically, within the past 50 years, the military funding had dropped to basically nothing other than small amounts, with recent reoccurring funding to like formations, and basically all previous upgrades have ceased to exist since then. Acquisition points will then we don't need to go into that because that's fine. Any questions? Anything? I'm gonna go check. Alright. Any questions before we continue? And we'll start Act 1 and we'll see how far we get. Hi, Ronaldo. Nope. Alright. Alright, let's continue. At me if you guys have a question. I can read out added messages, but I can't while doing this. Alright. Act 1. This is the first... was this when the map for the Northern District was made? Yes, kind of. That is one of the missions they made the not great map for it. But yeah, I made the map from like I don't know which map, whether you're talking about in-game or talking about actual. I made the like in-game map for this. Yeah, at this time it's a revamp of an old map I used to do. And then they made like the in-server like map of said map in the first couple of expeditions. We'll get over that. Any other questions? I might be missing one. Alright. Welcome to History Lesson. Alright. Act 1. This more people can talk about, because there were more people who were here for that, technically. Gurren, you were here. Leandro, you were here. Oh, I think that's it in this chat. But yeah. Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Just making sure you're awake. I'm gonna need you guys' input on stuff. Because I don't remember this much. I remember some of the events.
I don't remember too much of Arc 1 either. I was there.
This was kind of a blur, because there was just a lot. Yeah, basically.
I know I wasn't there for a good portion of, like, especially the PvP stuff.
There was no PvP stuff in Act 1.
Oh, no. Arc 1, okay.
There was someone who got stabbed. That's after Act 1. That's technically, yeah. That was the only PvP event that we've ever done. Anyways, this is a direct image from the actual map. I like it. Silly snow zone. Anyways, in the spring of year, what is this, 842? Oh, yeah, I think it's 842. The military completes its most recent training batch, the 96th Trainee Corps. Following the orders of the Queen, they are sent to map 3 locations out beyond the northernmost district, Variosa. The mission is an utter success, with all 3 locations found and mapped within 5 days beyond the walls. I want you to know, the reason that these missions took so damn long, 5 days is 5 real hours, by the way, is because every time that it got dark, or that there were times that they saw, they would stop the entire formation and just sit there. Anyways, only 1 soldier is lost to the Titans beyond the walls. And another soldier is slaughtered by a comrade inside of the wall in front of numerous civilians. They literally stabbed him the second they got back into the gate.
That was awesome. I remember that.
That was great. Then military leaders decide, with the Queen's approval, to keep these missions out of public view in order to seize any form of panic or backlash due to regimental actions. These missions are now considered scouting jobs, and the purpose of reclaiming the area in the north is to be kept secret from the populace on penalty of execution. As such, the traitor within the Trainee Corps, Ben Frank, must be prosecuted soon within proper legal proceedings, otherwise the head military members will take charge of the prosecution. The next missions are currently under planning and are to be the first step in retaking our resources to the north. All troops are to take training sessions within their regiments, but are assigned leave for the next 2 months. This is when civilian news started. This is the longest part for me to write because it's a lot. Civilian news, Article 1, these are just things that people see. Basically, civilian news are just news articles that I would think are important or kind of give out, like, the feeling of the current story or situation as they're, like, they hand out, they, like, print them and they hand them out to civilians and the likes. And unless it says otherwise, then normal civilians see and read these. Alright. Article 1. Slaughter and Variosa. Do you want me to go over this, or do you want me to just skip this and continue? It's up to you guys.
You can talk about it.
Alright. Article 1, Slaughter and Variosa, returning soldier from Titan counting mission beyond the north, this is what they think it was, is murdered by another soldier. Various eyewitness accounts state that it was a merciless killing. He was ripped apart. Blood covered the ground. People at the scene report him breaking down after the murder, saying that he was sorry over and over again.
Reminds me of a certain trainee last mission.
Yeah. Ben Frick died year 842. Welcome back, Ben Frick. Anyways.
Ben Frick Jr.
Oh, wait, shit, we never went over Graveyard. I want to go over Graveyard before we keep going. I forgot to do that. Where is it? That's under Troop Catalog. So, there is a graveyard in the server where you can see every character who's ever died. Any time that a character dies, you send me a quote for them, and I put it in, and it's basically what goes on their gravestone or the likes, right? So I'm tired of this. So, as example, these are all of the people who died in Act 0. Through the span of, I think it was like 5 missions. Tim Altman was the first person to die in recorded history. To die beyond the walls in like an expedition in recorded history. He was a trainee who stabbed someone during a mission by accident at night, and then fled the scene and got ripped apart by Titans. And they spent the span of the next 2 missions trying to figure out who the fuck did it. While they kept throwing who it was around until one of them figured out they had a recording of the event, and that it was this guy who no one knew who it was because he died afterwards and they forgot about him in VC. Frederick Mueller. I'm not going to go through all of this, but you can see all the people who died in just the span of a few missions in Act 0, because Act 0 was not very long. It was like 5 or 6 missions at most. Some of them are we got Guts Berserk, Rainbow Sparkles. I don't know. Are there any major? This is Edward Bolson. This is I think what cuts into the final mission or something like that. And then we have year 842. I won't go into that now. Yeah. Anyways, okay, droughts begin again in the south, as Article 2. Fertile lands surrounding the southern districts begin their process of drying again, producing a lower crop yield. The affected farmers have begun a group to help each other in similar situations, raising their prices of produce that are currently harder to farm. Article 3. Another woman found dead in typo! Sorry, Mitras district. Can't believe this. Midas. The Herv family heard a muffled scream during the middle of the night and reported it early in the morning to nearby military police members. The body of an unidentified woman was found in the back streets of the capital within hours of the report. The lady's throat was slit and she was left on the cobblestone to die. Military police members are working hard to find the killer and suggest that no one wanders the streets within Mitras District Island.
Penny the Ripper.
Mitras. Alone at night. Members at the scene stated that the murder was ... I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, yeah. You guys can speculate. Anyways, summer.
Kenny
Military news. With the thawing of Titans stuck in ice beyond the northern walls, a formation is sent out to cut down incoming Titan numbers that threaten the regiment's hold on the Iron Bamboo refinery. The mission is an utter success, being only one side objective away from a perfect mission. The location is successfully held with only 2 deaths and minor casualty rates. The missions continue to stay out of the populace's attention, being covered up as a Titan population check mission. The Queen's support stays strong, with her commending the work of the soldiers in this operation. The Queen has sent out a request to keep up the good work and has asked that the mining village be retaken with haste, as the monetary situation in the south is currently in shambles due to the droughts. Head military leaders have approved a mission, and the plans are to be sent out ASAP. During this, the next batch of trainees has begun their process to become soldiers and are released into regimental control during this upcoming spring. All troops are given 2 months and prepare for the mission in the fall. Military tribunal report for Ben Frank Jr. The head civilian court system takes one Ben Frank Jr. to be tried for deliberate murder. The jury agreed that, with overwhelming evidence due to testimonies, that exile beyond the walls is worthy punishment for the actions. Civilian news. Northern lands checked to be cleared of Titans. A small reconnaissance mission returned successfully from beyond the northern walls. Regimental leaders send out documents reporting that the Titan counts are low this year, and that workers should be able to return in the industries in the north within the next year. Article 2. A union in the south? With the continued droughts, farmers have begun fleecing civilians and nobles alike with overpriced meats and vegetable products. Said farmers claim it is a necessity for their livelihoods, yet have caused a cascade effect within the agricultural and industrial workplaces within the walls. These unions may be tempting legal forces, as their purposes can be considered to be breaking Article 37 of the Survival Doctrine. Article 3. Noble family found dead within Clorba district. To add to the continued serial killings within Mitras, the prestigious Wilfred family were murdered in their estate earlier this afternoon. No murder weapon or culprit has been found at the scene of the crime, but the murder seems to been done with a rifle. Their daughter, who has been missing for multiple months, has been deemed to be the most likely suspect, yet remains at large. This is a long act. I'm realizing that now. We're not gonna do Act 2 today, because God knows that one's longer than this. Any questions before we continue? Because this is gonna be long. There's gonna be a lot of stuff. You cannot have $40. Yes. What is this question? Yeah. Ask the question. Hello. The murderer daughter. Yeah.
The murderer, $40.
No, you cannot have $40 fucking dollars.
Yes, I can.
We have a person with the surname in the middle. No, they never. They basically prior to that event disappeared, and then they have not been caught yet either. That you guys can know. I see chat. If he cringe, he has to restart. They can't be the. Oh Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, thank you. They ever found it? No, they have not found the daughter. When are we getting Levi's a playable next in-game year or so? It's the next trainee batch, I think, or one after that. I can't remember. It's fairly soon. Yeah, it's within like 5 to. I think it's in Act 3. Not exactly at the beginning of it, but yeah.
My money's on Thorn getting it.
I mean, yeah, it's not an easy fucking test. You're gonna try the 100 Titan test? Yeah.
For funsies. I can do it.
Funsies. Yeah. Any other questions? Alright. Levi is Owen's love. Yeah, that's gonna be them in Act 3. Anyways, alright, let's continue. There's a lot to get through. I'm not gonna finish everything today because I have a lot of work to do, but yeah. Alright, fall of year 8. What do you do? The campaign to recapture the industrial processes in the north continue, as numbers of Titans become active near the abandoned mining colony. As the last mission for this year, troops are set to cut down their numbers before they refreeze during the coming winter. And the mission goes mostly according to plan, but suffers a fairly high casualty rate and an MIA member due to the few troops that were fit to travel during these harsh fall conditions. One major objective out of the 3 is left unfinished, but all other pieces, including the side missions, were completed flawlessly. As such, pay has been handed out to such members of this mission. If missions continue in such a fashion, it may only take a few more excursions beyond the walls to recapture these northern lands. If so, the head military members may agree. I will check that 1 second. Can you look at this and continue reading? Okay, no, I can't. Anyways, if so, the head military members may agree to beginning expeditions to the south, where the expeditionary force will be able to travel much further with less harsh conditions. As extra news, Queen Frida has congratulated the work of our military and seems willing to prepare extra funding soon. Good luck, troops. You deserve the winter off. Make sure to say goodbye for any troops that are scheduled to scout in the north during this time frame, as most likely you won't see them for many months. Enjoy your vacation. This is back when the formation troops got vacation. I'm gonna check if there's anything. Hawk is like, yeah, I'm on 2 times speed. There's a lot. There's a fucking lot to get through. Act 1 and Act 2 are long. We'll do a separate lore reading for Act 2. Alright. The news. The Survey Corps pledges to keep the North safe. With the increased temperatures recorded this year, higher Titan activity has been noticed by those in the outer walls for the first time in decades. The water gate in Variosa is barred off with the metal tubing, because, oh my god. But during the coming cold, the military leaders have also promised to scout the north with small squads of troops, 2 to 3 members, in order to check for any possibility of incoming Titans to the district. Article 2. Garrison 4 versus handle hostage situation in the South. Things turn sour with the Union of Farmers as one of the more extremist members takes 3 civilian hostages inside of a bar. The garrison members talk the person down from their extreme demands of draining those of wealth within the center district with money, as the man stated that those in the center district should be forced to hand money to those less fortunate. The situation died down when the criminal broke a window and tried to escape the scene after being surrounded. Infamous serial killer caught by MPs. Detectives from the Center District finally find the homestead of the noble killer within Mitras, in a lower class area of town. Instruments of murder, victims' possessions, and even blood found in the home. The killer has been taken into custody and will await a trial over the winter. The military police are unwilling to give the identity of the killer, but more will come out during the case. Alright, winter. Those of the Expeditionary Force enjoy a 4-month-long vacation before the missions begin once more in the spring. During this time frame, scouting patrols in the north find numerous frozen titans scattered in the ice plains. Few casualties are noticed other than one squad going missing nearing the springtime. The MIA member is still not found by the patrolling forces, presumed dead. Alright, year 843. I'm going to go back, check if there's any questions, and then we'll continue. Thank you, Hawk. Thank you, Chicho. I'm happy that you guys are enjoying this. Love you guys! Alright.
I hate you, Hawk.
Oh. No problem. Let's start. Yeah, this will help. Can you read this line without? No, I can't, because I'm reading everything out loud. Alright, I think we're ready to continue. Oh man. See? Everything's out loud right now. Alright. Spring, year 843. This is only 2 years prior situation. After a few months of vacation for the expeditionary forces, they once again travel beyond the northern walls. This time, a mission is sent out to subjugate the abandoned exile village to the far north within the ice plains. Then military officials give information to the forces to recover possibly still alive members of missing patrol squads from the winter. Combined with their major objective and with hope that one Rower V is still alive, the forces make it to the exile village with relatively low casualty rates. The forces find a left-behind horse from possibly alive missing persons before making a return trip. Overall, the mission was perfectly executed with only 2 major casualties. After the mission itself, Rower V was located entering back into one of the military police's barracks in Variosa. Requiring medical attention for malnutrition and hypothermia, he was unable to provide statements on what occurred for him returning, yeah?
So people are asking for a bathroom break.
Oh yeah, we can do a bathroom break. Yeah. Come back in 10 minutes.
The Hawkbot will resume automatically in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Chizo.
I will
Yay.
use it for nefarious purposes.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Alright, we'll start at 4:45 for me. Bathroom break time. Taking notes. Oh. They straight up be attacking the fight.
They attack my Titan until I...
Yeah, exactly. Oh. Exactly. Oh my god, it's warm in my house. I don't know why it's so warm in here. Anyway. But yeah. Yeah. Could the food shortage have been avoided if we would discover more shit during expeditions? At this point, no. The expeditions at that point in like Act 1 and the likes were very linear because every act I introduce more mechanics to the server so people aren't overwhelmed, because then at least you'll have a couple people who are veterans from previous acts who like can explain it, right? But at this point they didn't have many decisions. Back now they have a lot more decisions. But yeah. I just slowly introduce mechanics. Yeah. It's so warm in my damn room. I'll be back in a minute. Oh, the AC up.
Funny noodles.
Funny noodles?
Oh my god, I'm old.
Alright.
Great.
A haunts. You. On his first mission, too.
And not only that, he cursed the server forever.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh. Think about ghost.
I drank 2 gallons of water today.
Oh.
I keep pissing. I haven't yet. Understandable. That sucks.
Walter. Hi.
After every workout, I run a mile, and it sucks. It's the worst.
Yeah. How's it going?
No.
No. So damn humid in my house.
Why is it humid?
I don't know.
Oh, thanks for the jiggle keys.
No problem. I gotta keep you guys on great. You feel anything on your chair? What? 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 No? You mean? You mean by that?
Hepatitis!
Ah! I'm not even like the king! I'm not even rich! What do you want of me?
I try to stay on her good side so she doesn't kill me.
I should buy a page.
I love your cooking, Jane. I love your cooking. I love the wine. I love it all. Don't kill me.
Oh, Sam. Okay. Something.
Number 1 Jane Chauncey fan.
Yeah. Hmm.
Wanna fight? Do you wanna fight? I wanna be the number 1 Jane Chansey fan.
Oh, yeah, Zero. You know, I'm programming. Zero is first. Jane Chancy Fans Club. Okay.
I'm the president.
I've tried. I've tried. You know I don't have limbs. You know what? Fuck, I'm turning on my industrial fan. Can you guys hear this? Can you hear that? Can you hear my industrial fan?
Yes.
Give me a second. Once I start, I'll turn it back off once I you know, once I start narrating again. But I'm so fucking warm right now. So warm in my room. You got one question, yeah? You're allowed as many questions as you want. What do you mean? How advanced is it? For the most part, it's like what? Kind of like Victorian England, and like during like the early era of that. Like, I mean, it's still following AOT's logic, for the most part. No, you don't have telegraphs and stuff. Like cars don't exist. The closest, yeah, there's some pigeons. Yeah, you can take bribes as an MP. Yeah, they use post pigeons, people handing out stuff, with horse messaging and the likes, like where they have someone on a horse throwing stuff at people. The closest to the cars and the likes is that they have the funny boat system. Where it's just using, yeah, pigeons are shitting everywhere. That they just want you to use the boat to go on the rivers. I think there's no major stuff. You have gunpowder that exists. It's just very rare and hard to make and expensive. So not, it's just easier to use airburst for like everything, for the most part. No, they're airburst. Most muskets are airburst rifles. Almost all weapons, because gunpowder is expensive and like difficult for them to make due to the lack of sulfur and the like. So. Yeah, you might be able to find some with that. Yeah. Like even the mining explosives that they have, if you've read their description, they are airburst explosives. They're just using they're basically like using compressed gas in order to blow stuff, which is why it takes so many of them to actually like detonate trees and like mine and like. We can also go over quickly upgrades and the likes and upgrade systems, but I have to do all sorts of crap today. Like, labs and the likes. Yeah, we'll do that first. There's a fair bit more of an anomaly. Any other questions? We'll start back up. Immediately. Can you play Zarman? Maybe eventually. Turning off my industrial fan. What? What the fuck do you want to play space? Alright. Yeah. Wait. Alright. I'll start in 2 minutes. Okay, with the bobcat. Alright, I'm going to start. I'm just going to leave the industrial fan on because I'm dying, unless you guys are against that.
Understandable.
You know what? I'll turn it off. So if it's hearable, I won't. I might adjust it. Fine. I'll turn it off. It'll be fine. Then once I'm done Act 1, I'll turn it back on.
Oh, wait, we invent electric motors at the end of Act 1, is that right?
No.
What?
I don't think electric motors exist within the walls.
Then what's that weird device next to your... I was about to say next to your computer. No!
He's cheating.
I failed.
Can't believe it. Anyways. Alright guys, I've been reading through our like modern history. I think we need to know shit before we keep going. We gotta learn from our past, guys. To move into the future, just like Queen Frida said. I should be doing. You know, I should do this in character. It's Terrence. That'd be funny. They can't get a character still. You have to reach 24 survive missions.
Ever learned so much?
We got a month off for doing every mission. What else are you doing other than training? And reading stuff.
Having a fun time.
Oh, it's true. Oh, I see. Alright. Should I play this in Terrence? I haven't actually figured out what Terrence is like yet, but... Oh, shit. For a second. Alright. After a few months of vacation, we're going to start right now, okay? Spring. You're 843. Oh, wait, we were about here. After the mission itself, Row of V was located entering back into one of the military police barracks in Variosa, requiring medical attention for malnutrition and hypothermia. He was unable to provide statements of what occurred for him when returning. Yet, while still under medical care, he mentioned one person, Tim Outman, of whom he possibly rode back with. Yet when searched for, Tim Outman had not returned for any for military HQs, and even stranger, the name of said soldier and ID did not match any training corps records, yet was signed on for a patrol route under the ID of 9701, which had not occurred yet. Within 1 month of returning from this mission, it seems the civilian news cover was blown off. Multiple papers from different presses in Variosa give detailed accounts of what our forces are doing and planning past the northern walls. As a message to all military members, there is no more hiding beyond this or other ruses. If we do not move forward without suspicion from the civilians, our forces will be disbanded. Our queen has told us that the only way of not sparking a civilian uprising is letting their views on us affect how our expeditionary forces be treated. May the walls help us now, for our actions are being judged by all. Civilian news. Article 1. What our military has been hiding from us. Without consent from council or vote, Queen Fred has been authorizing costly missions to recover land beyond the northern walls. Us as a people have a right to know what our taxes goes to, and why the poorest of us starve while money seemingly disappears. This is why I went with a patrol group past the walls to uncover their missions to claim land within Titan territory. Article 2. The military is pining for our demise. The military has sent unknown number of people past the north, into places we do not own. Leave these lands to the Titans. For all of our sakes, do not repeat the past. Do not let untold numbers die because you have decided to anger the Titans. Do not bring God's wrath upon us. The military cannot keep doing this, or the offspring of the Malfoy, God will come back and put us in our place. Article 3. Have the head council lost its mind? Pushing forward illegal missions into the north, sacrificing men and women to what? Reclaim land we do not own? To take land that the Titans grip so tightly upon? What they plan to do is impossible, wasting lives and money to do something no one has once done in history. Driving the Titans from the north is madness. Will they not just come back from all their places? Will they not? ... Alright. Late spring. After scouting reports detail the horde of abnormal Titans clustered within the close proximity to expedition routes west of Variosa, a subjugation team was formed of trainees and soldiers of all regiments. The goal of subjugation was extermination of the Titans. Was underway, led by Survey Corps Commander Zanashi Koro, Garrison Commander Linus Grayson, and Military Police Commander Roar Valdemar. I don't know how to pronounce it. The mission ended in a complete success after the right flank, headed by Rhinus Grayson, countered the Horde and signaled the rest of the formation. After a quick battle, all of the Titans within the Horde were killed, and the mission was a success, with only one death and a few injuries. Returning to the walls in separate groups, the formation enjoyed victory. Summer of year 843. Summer has finally come. With it, the hordes in the north have unfrozen and have begun to head towards populated settlements. The reserve troops have been prepared, armed, and mobilized for the FOBs on the front. No civilian support has been recorded so far, nor have they condemned our actions on the front. Instead, they watch anxiously for news. The mobilized troops were on the front lines for nearly a week before making contact with the main Titan force. After contact, the battle for the north took place over only 2 days. This was in expedition, I want you to know this. The troops held for as long as possible in each FOB, with the military police base falling after being barraged by an abnormally sized group of Titans. Without their commander, Roar Valdemar, took command, leading the remaining military police members of the to the garrison FOB for support. All other FOBs have been reportedly holding their ground till this point, with the Survey Corps reporting low numbers of Titan sightings near their FOB. Once the group of Titans reached the garrison FOB, the situation began to fall apart. Excuse me. Mass casualties were seen in the garrison regiment as their chain of command fell apart due to the deaths. Reports of members such as Leonardo Hanaka being trapped inside the FOB while Titans clawed their ways in still shocked civilians. Eventually, the situation was back under control, but at the cost of nearly the entire garrison regiment. After the subsequent day, all Titans in the region were slowly taken out as the initial burst conflict turned into a battle of attrition. All the troops who have attended and survived, the leaders of the military, are grateful and very proud of you. To those that have lost loved ones in this conflict, we are gravely apologetic. Yet you should know that they died making sure humanity will survive. Those who were lost will never be forgotten. Rhinus Grayson, commander of the garrison. David Oak, cadet in garrison, I'm pretty sure. Avafor Kadavra. Leonardo Hanaka, region lead officer. Naomi Ziegler, and Haida Stofstrath. This is Haida's death in canon, and Leonardo. Yeah, that's Leonardo was in there, inside of that little hut, basically.
Yeah.
This was a good mission. Just as important, we can never forget the people who risked their lives for us to capture the North. Roa V, officer. Rudolph Rosenberg, commander of the military police. Flame Grivers, 2, I guess Flame Grivers the 2nd or 3rd, something like that. Raziel Yoko, John Fire, Connor Shanika, Menno Kunkel, Chrono Waltz, Zanashi Koro, and Felix S. I don't know what his last name is. This is a photo from as the mission was come to a complete, as they cleared out the garrison FOB. And I will leave it for that for a second. Any questions? Anything? Any comments from the person who was there and died horribly in that hut? I was spectating when that happened.
What the fuck, are you still in here?
Yeah. Anyways,
We're having fun.
it's so
I
fucking
thought
good.
I thought you all left already, like 10 times.
No. Anyways, but it was so fucking. I watched and everyone else was screaming at VC, trying to get it, telling him to leave the FOB so he can keep fighting and people can lure them away. And he was like, I really shouldn't. And then he walked up to the door and just got ripped apart. Yeah.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. It was great. It was a good mission. I'm gonna quickly just grab some water. You can keep recounting shit. Act 1 was fun. Act 1 was a good yet long act because each act was just too long.
What do you mean it's not allowed?
Oh, no problem. I like the history lessons. I am back.
We just got to do a sick kickflip in the middle of it
Anyways,
to keep the god pleased.
me when I...
Bro, then don't skate. Take like Teto and ask him how to grapple yourself into the air. He's a professional in that.
Anyways. What about horse jump? You're allowed to horse jump. I've designed the map in order that there's a lot of things that you just can't horse jump up, or it's very difficult to.
Alright, Terence, can we be hop on a horse now?
Yeah, you can always be up on a horse.
Alright, so anybody get the CS 1 and 6 engine in here? We're gonna be hop real quick.
They do not have, they don't get tired, because it's just, I've not had that in.
Terence didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was always watching.
Yeah. So I was just swapping between characters, and there's no way to know who I was watching at any given time. Unless I was in someone's VC, like I just hop into someone's VC to add in a bot, and then I leave again. That's the only way that you would know that at that given moment I was looking at you.
He doesn't know that my bot is muted.
Me watching Annis, like, try to break the game, and I just permaban. Anyways.
I don't need to break it, it's already broken. Look at Europe.
So.
Top 10 saddest anime deaths, number 1.
Well, can we get any expectation from Expedition without death? I mean, we haven't had deaths in a while in the missions, which is good. So.
Alright, so short lesson from Bantora. Yeah, he's here. So, seize and disease, is one of the quotes. Seize means like stop. Annihilate or subjugate means destroy.
Okay.
Literally, like, take on point and destroy. Seize means just stop.
Like, I can't answer questions about what will or won't happen in the future, just letting you know.
If it says seize, like seize, then that means stop. If it means seize, then it means capture.
I'm going to use the bathroom. You guys can talk for a second.
Yeah, thank you, Teto. So it's basically two different words. Seize is stop, seize is take. So yeah. I had very fun times at the expedition, all because it was my first expedition, and certainly enough, I got my way around Titans. It wasn't that much of a struggle like it was in training, because Titans didn't have 900 speed, and they weren't all that small, and we had a lot of other people to distract them with, so it was a walk in the park. Besides the time when we got a rock thrower and nobody went for it, besides like 3 people and one of them got killed in the process. Man, I need to upload my own videos at this point. Oh, you have your chat on the right side. Were you the one that got killed by a rock thrower? Or was it in a different expedition? You just skipped it. I think it was before because you just respawned on HQ, hadn't you? This is the one. Top 10 saddest anime deaths.
Damn it! So, we got help.
At what cost?
Why did you go for a refill?
Oh.
Man's scared of the gacha game. That's alright, let's see.
Is what it is. Oh, yeah.
So now you don't go out because they're outside.
Oh yeah. Little heads up. Tomorrow around 3 p.m. EST, I'm gonna try to be hosting a training.
I'll be on it as long as most of the Titans aren't fucking speedsters. And they're all custom and random, you know?
Don't worry, I will send all the map data tomorrow. I still need to write up the mission and send it to whoever.
I mean, the training is in alpha testing, right? Because a lot of things are like not corrected. I have a feeling that they are not.
No. I'm gonna be hosting my own expedition. Not my own training. I'm gonna be using a different map. And there's
This sounds like treason.
No, it just
It's our job to get treasonous criminals spread.
No.
I'm just.
Okay. This is look. I submitted the paperwork to ban. Surely he read it, right?
The Marco PFP era.
Yeah. Oh god. Anyways, I just need to get spawn points set for it. Also, heads up for the training. I'll be more or less acting like a proctor, meaning whoever is the highest ranking person to join the expedition, they will be leading the expedition. What the fuck do I say? Why am I saying expedition? Training. They'll lead the training. That will be important. Little heads up. You'll be given 1 wagon and 2 temporary cannons. So it'll be.
What do temporary cannons do for a person that doesn't know about it?
You can only place down the cannon once. So do you know how cannons work in Expedition mod?
Yes, I do. We have gunners for that. It's just that we had
that's
them.
what I mean. That's what I mean by cannons. 2 people be given the gunner role, and those people that can only use the cannon once.
Once per expedition, or they can put it down like a physical object and use it in a specific location?
They can only use it once. I wish you could put it down, but you can't.
It's a spawn physical object, I guess.
What it does is you can spawn in like a cannon. It's a physical object, but as soon as you get off of it, it despawns the object.
Yes, I know. I'm familiar with it.
Okay, never mind then.
I will mind it.
So yeah, trying to remember. Yep, just need to get spawn points, need to write it up, and then I will send it to whoever. I'll put it in training chat. Hopefully tomorrow nothing delays me. It should be great. I don't know, I'm gonna be calling it a combat drill. It's more or less just to get us get team synergy up, more or less. Well, okay. I'm not an instructor. I'm gonna be talking. I'm talking with someone about it. I haven't read up. I've only written up some of the stuff. I'm very
Oh, hey, it's clearly confused.
Anyways, I'm gonna get that done. So tomorrow we'll have our combat drill.
Oh.
Hello, everyone. Hi, how are you? I am fine,
Hey, Darren.
thank you.
Yes.
Hi.
What are you?
All right. How's it going? Well, what happened while I was gone?
$40.
But I'm not giving you $40 fucking dollars. Sick. I'm thinking about being search deep into the mysterious subreddit. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. I don't have much time right now to like do everything, but yeah, you can do that.
Reason. Alright, so.
But, kill guy, no was there. Yeah, he's dead. If that happens.
Alright, so how long is it? How long is it be? 27 minutes? Oh no.
What?
Here's a quick question. If I'm doing videos, should I keep them like 20 minutes long, or should I get them an hour long?
Up to
But
you,
fully
man.
collected. Dude, I just don't fucking know.
Anyways. Alright, let's finish Act 1. I think there's only like a tiny bit left. Yeah? Yeah?
Alright, I'm gonna upload it to my channel when I'm done with it.
Alright.
Then I'm gonna see what goes. What's the activity? Chess in the park?
If we discover a special Titan laughing or roaring, that's up to you. That's up to you to decide. I don't know why you're asking your commander. Ask man, yeah?
There's, you know the best way to learn about all the arcs?
Yeah.
Different acts is to complete timeline reset. We do it all again.
No, fuck you! I'm not doing that. No, we're not redoing what is now 40-ish expeditions.
Yeah, that's the rebirth.
No, that's what happens when we finish the game. Is you get one rebirth level where you get 10% more acquisition points, and then you replay it all the way through until you guys get the good ending.
The good ending.
The good ending. Oh yeah, there's more than one ending in this technically. But yeah, we'll see.
Bro,
so if we failed the Arc Zero final mission, would that have just been it?
No, that would not have been it, but it would have sparked more missions from there.
Ah. More Arc Zero, just to rebirth away.
Yeah.
I'm actually challenging you to fight me in Mahjong.
No, none of you guys have. You guys have not fucked up a mission yet, really.
Wait, Hawk, I have a question.
Yeah.
When you do your custom logic, do you set the map as a custom map or as a waves?
What? I don't set it either way. It doesn't really make a difference. Like instead of waves, it doesn't.
Okay. Okay, I see.
Yeah, Act Zero is like a prequel. It was a prequel to the main storyline.
Bro, when is the DLC? When is the DLC?
DLC will come out after the main game is done. It'll be $45 a person. What?
$40, you say?
45.
Bro, best I can give you is 40 rubles.
Is what?
40 rubles. The Russian value.
40 rubles, eh?
40 rubles.
Any other questions before we finish Act 1? There's not much left.
Is that worth anything?
Not much.
One rusty penny.
Yeah, you have a question, Link, here? Am I eating? I have chips right now. I ate my nacho fries earlier. And baklava.
They just got McDonald's again.
I just have them in the fucking cupboard. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Link, here.
Oh my lord, I can finally upload a file. Alright people, is somebody interested in 20-minute long video?
What do you mean the soldiers eat in between? Of course they eat in between expeditions.
Is that in timeline?
If you wait. If you mean by the anime, they literally have MREs.
They're asking about this.
One of the episodes.
When you guys in mission eat, that's up to you.
One of the episodes included Armin and Aaron like eating a fucking MRE brick of whatever it was. I don't know.
I assume you guys have fucking food with you on missions and water with you on missions for 3 days, which is why when somebody comes MIA, they lose everything. No, I don't think it needs. I think that's just like logic, actually.
Okay, but you're breaking my immersion.
Oh man. Yeah.
Every time Teto gets hungry, he just hits a water crawler.
I nibble on like the leg of Dirk's horse that's dead.
It's actually pretty ironic how you cannot kill and eat a Titan because it evaporates so fast.
No.
I mean, no.
He's alive.
Yeah, not go hungry. You're power starving. You're power starving, you see.
Are we ready?
You need to show off. Yeah.
Alright. There's a tiny bit more, and then I think that's it. Alright, the civilian news for post the final mission of Act 1 is the one where the garrison wipe occurred. Article 1. The North has been retaken. To all our dismay, the northern regions beyond Variosa district seem to have been cleared from its main populace of Titan. Head military members state that it was taken without mass casualties, and that people can return to working in the bamboo refinery and mine in the north. They do warn of minor Titan sightings, and that trips to the north must be accompanied by trained soldiers. Article 2. Killer gone missing. Military police members in the Center District baffled as the previous caught serial killer has gone missing while under watch before his trial. Members are searching the district with no avail. If you see anyone with... ... Article 3. Protests begin to die down in the south. Garrison members forcibly remove protesters from the streets after a small food shortage. The situation is being handled carefully, quote-unquote, as stated by assigned officer Jeffrey Stan. Civilians have since then been handed out appropriate rations in order to calm populace. Yet amounts have been reported to be quote-unquote not enough. All troops, your work in the north was excellent. The region has been retaken by humanity, and production of our equipment has begun once again. You all deserve rest. All expeditionary troops have been given a leave of absence until the spring of next year. Enjoy it as we will begin probing the south in an attempt to find more usable land for farming. Summer to winter. The northern region have begun production of industrial goods with few Titan sightings, those of which were taken care of rapidly by stationed troops. The unrest in the southern region has continued, yet slowly burnt out after the leaders of the group, the Farmers Union group, were apprehended and the crowds dispersed. A group of drug smugglers in the south have been apprehended and are currently being tried by the inner courts, all thanks to the valiant work of trainee Detta Blanchard. The 98th Trainee Corps have finished their courses and the regiments have begun the process of taking in the newcomers. In response to the southern protests, Queen Frida has pushed forward lesser taxation on farming plots in an attempt to further calm the population. With the military actions in the north complete, all eyes have turned towards the fertile land beyond the south, ripe for the taking. If taken, the south could provide a rapid solution to unrest in Shiganshin district. Alright, that's Act 1 done. We got through Act 0 and Act 1 so far. Detta is canon. Detta is in the look, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nudro Hanaka was one of the
Is Erwin canon?
Yeah, I think Erwin is in one of the lore things in Act 1, 2.
I wish he was
canon, maybe. Yeah. Same. Such a good character. He might be, I'm not sure. Crippling Nudro. Alright. That's Act 0 and Act 1. All of the lore. Most of this was in Expeditions.
Discuss Act 2.
We're not fucking doing Act 2 today. That's too much.
Yeah, we're...
I have work. However, to satiate the populace, we will do Hawksmas Tales Volume 1. Yeah! You all excited for the real story time? Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, 1 second. What's a good Hawksmas song? I have to...
Something you should do for the next Hawksmas event is, like, drop a Christmas album without telling anyone.
1 second.
Or you just cover various Christmas songs with bullshit lyrics.
Yeah, I'm just fucking, like, adding random shit to it. Why are the ads like this? Why are there so many ads?
Hell.
1 second, this might be good for this. I don't know.
The new Super Mario Brothers Christmas level music.
I can put that on too. I was gonna put this on. Oh, is the stream muted? Why is the stream muted? Okay, I'll put what Christmas song do you guys want on?
The new Super Mario Brothers Ice level 2.
Hey, have to leave.
Bye.
Oh, bye.
He doesn't want to hear the fucking.
I have a 2.5 hour long audio recording of all the lore.
Yeah.
I've studied for the test. I'm gonna pass it.
You guys are gonna test. You gotta remember exam next week.
AOTR lore to sleep to.
Yeah. No. I did copyright. Foolish. This is absolutely not the fucking theme. Like, is this not what you would think talking about?
I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking about, come to think of it. Do
you want this one, or do we want to put on a different song for this?
I don't know.
I was gonna put on this. I was gonna put on this one, but you guys can't hear it. Anyways, yeah, this one's fine. This is the Hawksmas event song. So, I'll give a preamble. The Hawksmas taskbar, I don't know what that means. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean by which taskbar I use. Okay. Alright.
So, the Hawksmas events are yearly Christmas events that we do because we usually don't get many people during Christmas because, well, it's Christmas. But we do a Christmas event in the server, or Hawksmas event specifically. So this is the first Hawksmas event in history. It's a screenshot from the Hawksmas event. I forgot about the Hawksmas cubes. Which are
awesome.
Right. Oh yeah, 1 second. This audio bite is from the Hawksmas event. That's the sound the Hawksmas trees make when you get close to them. I do. It's a little bit quiet. That's it.
It was just that on loop.
No, nothing like that was on loop. Nothing like that was on loop.
Oh no, he would. No, it was. It was on loop, but it was also talking.
Yeah, my there's a little hawk who was talking to them, and he was giving their instructions for the mission. Yeah. This year we'll have another Hawksmas event, which is going to be O'Billabird themed, apparently. So look forward to that this year. This was Grinch themed this year, past year. So
Erwin Smith canonically killed Big Grinch.
Yeah, he saved Christmas. Erwin Smith saved. Remember that in lore, Erwin Smith saved Christmas. Anyways, I gotta get the voice for this one. I need to drink water. Gather around, young boys and girls, and listen to the tale of how Hawksmas Eve was saved by our fine protectors of the walls. 'Twas the dead of winter, blizzards all about. With the northern walls just reclaimed, Hawksmas Claus toiled to make presents for all the boys and girls, good or bad. But little did he know that he ruffled the big Grinch's snout. All the while, Hawksmas Claus, the days towards Hawksmas Eve was coming to an end. The blizzards blew and blew. Hawksmas Claus was panicked, for he could not deliver all the presents in the storm without a friend. Aha, he thought. I just must get a friend, and out he flew. Searching and searching, he found ready volunteers. They gathered around, prepared at the gate. Let's save Hawksmas, they let out a jaunty cheer. Erwin and Detta, Otter and Keith Shades too, they leapt out of the gate in delight. So under Yoko's command, there could be no fright. Evading the Grinch's goons, they traveled to and fro, delivering presents to all. Guided by their own spirit of Hawksmas, they made it to the Hawksmas Gnomes village, a land deep in the bamboo. The volunteers handed out presents, cheer was all about. The villagers erected a great Hawksmas tree that nothing bad could befall. In the morning they left for the town of miners, but little did they know the big Grinch had a plan. During the night, the volunteers evaded a horde of the Grinch's goons and held steady in their advance, making it into the town where more of the Grinch's goons pranced. One by one, each of the volunteers fell, grabbed by the goons and taken away for a spell. Only one volunteer made it, a goon on his tail. The goon grabbed at him, yet to no avail. Connor Shanika made it to the town, where the villagers were ready to help those worn down. Back on their feet, the volunteers strode, handing out presents and spreading cheer. Upon the morning, the volunteers rode, heading to the last town without an ounce of fear. The criminal village was far away, filled with bad boys and girls, yet no matter the distance, it was impossible to get away from the Hawksmas cheer. With presents delivered and Hawksmas Eve in sight, many of the volunteers were filled with delight to teach the children the good from the bad. Many stayed behind at the village, leaving their comrades sad. All alone they headed back, Keith, Detta, and Erwin, making their own track. Yet the big Grinch could not allow this. Filled with rage, there will be no Hawksmas cheer if they only make it back in bits. Leaving his cave, he darkened the sky. While going to the volunteers, he let out a cry. The cry was unique. He called to his brothers and sisters too, out of their caves to see. On the horizon, the volunteers, scared, spotted a terrifying form, for the big Grinches were deformed. Keith ran away into his own personal fell, for he met one of the siblings, and that's where he fell. Detta and Erwin, spurred on by Hawksmas spirit, fell Grinches to and fro, but Detta did not hear it, for one Grinch went unnoticed and took her too. And from there Erwin was the only left to make it through. The Grinches swarmed about, one after another, yet Erwin fought with no doubt, for without their job already done, Hawksmas would have been over before it begun. Then in the darkest hour, a Hawksmas miracle arrived. His horse, all worn down, had suddenly revived. Mounting Smith, Owen flew back to the gate, making it inside that it was impossible to not believe in fate. With Hawksmas saved, the year looked bright. To one and all, I wish you a merry Hawksmas night. Merry Hawksmas. And we'll put on the. Can you guys hear this?
No.
It's very quiet.
Oh, you should look
Yeah,
at.
it was amazing.
I dropped a banger.
Love it.
Where? What?
Look
Really
at me.
fun.
Memes.
Well, Bob. Good game. You're really good at this.
Go all the way down.
Big Grinch lord. Hawksmas lord with a big Grinch lord. Cannon. All right. I think we'll leave it there. You guys can watch since you guys can't hear it on my end, you guys can watch the Hawksmas Irwin narration on your own.
I watched the whole thing. It was a great video.
It's so good. It's so fucking great.
I think that was the first time me and Dedo were on a mission together.
Yeah, I think that was actually the first.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, because he wasn't in the previous expedition. No problem, Jade, for the bedtime story. But yeah, we will leave there. I'm not doing Act 2 today. That's a lot to get through. Act 2 is the longest act so far. But yeah. Merry Hawksmas!
Merry Hawksmas.
Merry Hawksmas! Hawksmas just like a few months away. I disconnected the bot. Alright,
That was awesome.
yeah. Is there any other questions at all? Any statements?
Hold on.
We'll do another lore week at some point. I don't know when. Next
$40.
expedition is. You can ask your other troops for that if you want.